You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Happy Easter Sunday and welcome to the 37th CARIFTA Games here at the Betty Kelly Kenning Aquatic Centre. We are so excited for you guys to spend your Sunday here with us. We are your hosts, Alia Atkinson, Jamaican Olympian and world record holder.
And I am Ariana Vanderpool Wallace, Bahamian Olympian, not world record holder.
We saw such a fantastic competition last night. We had records from Heidi Stout from Barbados in event 1. We had event 21, Gillian Crooks with a 006. And to end it off last night, really late, was event 30, boys 15 and 17, 400 freestyle.
Very exciting night we had last night. Really excited about the day today. We're going to see a lot of those swimmers repeat some swims today, and starting off with that 50 backstroke. I think it's going to be a great warm-up for the girls that are going to go on and swim that 100 backstroke today.
If you were with us last night, there was some technical difficulties. A lot of the events were able to go to the scoreboard, but this event, 15-17 girls 50 backstroke, was not recorded. So they actually have to swim it again this morning as a final swim. These are the girls from last night. We have Bahamas, Martinique, Cayman, Trinidad, Jamaica, Virgin Islands, and Bahamas. We are so excited because these girls, they went to bed maybe midnight last night.
Yeah.
If they're lucky.
Yes, yeah. I was asking the Bahamas coach what time she suspects most of the people got back into bed, and like you were saying last night, the energy, you're pumping with energy going into trying to go to sleep. So probably was a very late night for a lot of these ladies.
Very much. I'm really glad it was 15-17. They have the experience. It's really hard to get up and go in prelims anyway, but to have this as a final event.
Yeah, and first thing in the morning, we're talking 9 a.m. start for a final swim.
For a final swim.
It's great practice because a lot of times at that international meets, that because of filming reasons, you do have finals in the morning and prelims at night. So this could be a great opportunity for these girls to practice that scheduling.
Really great, really great. I remember for me, I had the 100 breaststroke from one of my CARIFTAs, and same thing happened, and we had to swim the 100 breaststroke the following morning.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it's only a 50. We talked about what if it had been the 800 or the 1500.
Oh my gosh.
I think I would have said
Quick enough is out.
I wave the white flag. Good luck to whoever else wants to do it.
Oh man, this is fantastic because if you watched last night, you could probably see who was in the bottom half and who was in the top half. So this is an opportunity for those who maybe didn't have a great start or a great finish. You actually have another chance.
Yeah, very rarely does that happen.
Yes.
You get to swim the race again in a final circumstance. So hopefully these girls take advantage of that opportunity.
The only one from last night, well, yesterday morning, with a 29.74 is Ferguson in lane 4 that went under that 30-second mark. You're going to see them trying to get their feet steady before they take your mark. For those watching with us, this is a final swim. This is for the 1, 2, 3 spots and points on the board. It is a reswim from last night.
Absolutely great underwaters right there across the board. Very even race. I remember last night I don't even know if we could call the winner because it was so close.
And we're going to see that again. Really great spots from these ladies to come out this morning, 9 a.m.
And have a fast 50. Really looks like lane 4 there is taking the lead.
Ahead with a 30.08 for Ferguson to take the win.
Great swim, I think, for the morning. It wasn't under the 30-second mark that you're probably looking for, but still for a first swim.
At this point, your third time swimming it, you really just want to get that top 3 spots.
Yep, you want to get the points on the board. It's not really about the time this morning.
Ferguson from Trinidad, that top spot coming in second. It is Broadbelt. We spoke about her last night with a 30.93, and coming in third, it is Jamaica Wainwright with a 31.32.
What an excellent swim this morning by those ladies, and I'm sure there's part of them that didn't want to do it, so very proud of them for getting up and swimming a great race just now.
I can imagine. Wow.
So we now have the timers are going to be removing to the start end, the normal start end, not the 50 start end, for the 200 freestyle. I was telling Alia off air, I'm super excited to see how many 200 freestylers we have. It's that tough event when you want to be a sprinter, but a 200 isn't, it is considered a sprint. As a sprinter myself, no, it's not.
I'm sure the 800 freestylers and 400 would disagree.
Yes.
But it really is a fantastic race where you have to watch your pace. You have to make sure you still go out pretty fast and have that strength to come back.
Absolutely. I think the best 200 freestylers in the world have a great front end and are able to consistently move back into that second 200.
Yes. We're going to see it very similar to that 200 breaststroke. We're going to see who wants to go out fast and who's going to conserve and have that second surging back to see if they can catch anybody. But this is heat 1 of 2 for the girls 11-12 200-meter freestyle.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think probably in freestyle it's a little bit easier to go out fast and not absolutely have that piano on your back that we were talking about in breaststroke and butterfly.
Yeah.
It still doesn't feel good, but it's a little bit easier, if you will.
Yesterday we saw sometimes from the swimmers, they posted pretty close to their PBs, maybe a second and a half off. But it was the first day and we had that excitement. I am wondering, because it's the second day, they got to bed really late, how many of them will not go close to that time, and you're going to start to see the fatigue from these athletes in this prelim session. Yeah,
I think part of the conversation coaches should have been having is, hey, we know you're tired.
Yes.
You just want to get your hand on the wall, get a lane for tonight. You can go home and rest, and then we'll do it again tonight, and we'll reevaluate tonight.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll have a pretty significant gap between prelims and finals this evening, so they will have the time to get home, eat some lunch, and get some rest in.
Definitely. We're going to see lane 7, Sienna, turning to 108.41.
Really even here across those couple of lanes. Again, you can see each other when you're swimming this freestyle stroke, so they're taking a look at their competitors, just making sure you're staying within the same range as everybody else.
Yes. I was listening to some of the teams, like prep talks, and a lot of the conversation was everybody is tired. It is not just you. And I think when you understand that fact and just know that you have to outswim the person beside you, it's a completely different mental tactic when you're in the race.
It definitely is almost like a mental game now.
Yes.
If you can tell yourself, I'm not tired. And I remember doing that at the NCAAs and conferences. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
So just being like, oh, I'm not tired, I'm fine.
Yeah. On the world scene for the World Cups, a lot of that is 8 different competitions within 3 months. And sometimes it's back-to-back races and back-to-back events. And everybody was tired. But if you can fake that and tell yourself, no, I'm still good to go, you're unstoppable.
Absolutely. I mean, the brain is like 99% of once you're getting into the pool. Your body knows what it's doing. You got to get your brain in control.
There we are. We're going to have
Antigua looks like first with 2:21.99.
Anya, we saw her yesterday in that 100 fly. Really great second half.
Just a little bit off of her entry time, but again, just wanting to get a lane for this evening. So she did what she needed to do.
Next up in Heat 2, we have Zara from Trinidad at 2:18 as a 12-year-old. Wow, and we spoke about yesterday how Trinidad is really putting out all these fantastic athletes back to back to back. If you look at yesterday, we had a lot of breaststrokers from Bahamas as the record holders, and today we're going to see a lot of Trinidadians on the records for these events.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Daly with a 2:10.
Yeah,
that is. And then you see a year later, also the record holder for the 13-14 and 2:06.
2:06. If you remember, Elon, she swam for Bermuda, and it was such a fantastic race. She's now at the University of Florida and doing really well in her freshman year. So it really goes to show what these record holders are doing. It is no small feat if you see somebody break a record here at these championships.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at all of the names from yesterday and really today, you've seen those people go on and do amazing things.
Yes.
So, very exciting.
Wow.
We have a few 11-year-olds in this, but really across the board, a lot of 12-year-olds. So really cool to see what these 11-year-olds will do this year and then carry that into next year.
Really great. That 2:18 in lane 5 from Zara. We're going to see what she can produce in this morning session. Previous heat, Sienna Campbell from Bahamas, she was out in a 1:08.4. So we're going to see these ladies swim their own race. And that is heat 2 of the girls 11-12 300 freestyle.
It's also interesting to see the strategy of, are you doing those underwaters in the 200 freestyle?
Ooh, I would love to say yes, but I do understand.
Your body is saying no.
Your body is saying no. There have been many times where I'm mentally defeated, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And I literally pop up as soon as I push off.
Yep.
I was like, well, mentally I was there. Physically, it just took
Physically,
over.
my lungs were burning.
Burning. 30.54 for Zara in that first 50.
Zara looks as if she is going to try and pull away from the rest of the group for this first 100.
Reagan is definitely trying to go with her. Reagan definitely wants to go under that 220 mark. I think that's a really great strategy to go with the only person in the race that has gone under 220.
Absolutely.
Ooh, they're going to be fast at this 100 split.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, okay.
105.59 for Zara.
So just in comparison, we saw 108 was the first person that turned in the previous heat. So 105, 3 seconds faster.
Wow.
So now we see if Zara deploys the fly and die methodology, or
her stroke is. Ooh, Regan is definitely staying up with Zara.
We are seeing a great race from Regan. I mean, entered with a 222, turning at a 103. That's really absolutely phenomenal.
Last 50 for these ladies. They're going to fit together. Not a very good turn for Zara.
Turning at 142. We're looking at some fast swims here for prelims, and
this is 11-12.
They did a great job of pretending they were not tired this morning. I shouldn't say pretending, they are not tired.
They are not tired. At least that's what they're telling themselves behind the blocks. Regan definitely wants this win for the second heat. Zara is holding on, pushing just a stroke and a half ahead. She's surging into the wall now. And it's going to be definitely under 220.
Wow.
Wow.
What an amazing swim just now.
Zara, 2:18.67, and really great song for Regan. The 2:19, first time under that 220 mark.
I think we're going to see a really great swim tonight out of Regan. Hopefully that last little, I think she was really having a really strong swim up until that probably last 75-ish.
Yes.
So
I think some more rest, and then coming back this afternoon, we should see her.
we should see a great race between the two of them. And then again with Anya from the first heat, she's going to be in there and hopefully push under. Amazing to see if we see 3 women go under that 220.
Oh my gosh.
And Enzo
I remember
Cruz
training
at
in
block number 2
under
for
220 was like,
Aruba,
yeah.
Bermuda.
Yeah.
At block number 3 with
Wow.
Lauren Shepard.
I mean,
at
going
block
out in a
number
103,
4.
that bodes very well. I hope we see Zara in that 100 freestyle. That's an absolutely absurd first 100 of a 200 for an 11-12.
Wow.
We were talking about people that you know, and going into this boys 11-12 200 freestyle, Dylan Carter is the CARIFTA record holder. Dylan is still crushing it for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
We will see him later in this meet, so if we see this record go down, I mean, it's a 204 that is unfathomable at 11-12. But doubt we will see that go down today, but you never know.
It's unfortunate because Dylan pretty much stayed as he got older to the sprints. So the 50 back, 55, 53, 100 free, 100 back, 100 fly. But that 200 he kind of dropped off, which I feel is unfortunate because he has the record for 11-12 and, oh, no, 13-14 he doesn't.
15
but
and over.
15 and over, he came back again with a 150.
Whew. That's a great 200. You should get back into that.
You should.
We'll have a word with him.
You should.
They'd be like, go away. 11-12 boys now in the water for the 200 freestyle. Great races across the board, but Mikkel Sobers from Bermuda is 2:16 out of lane 5, and then he has Jamaica's Arush right next to him at a 2:17. So we'll probably see those two staying pretty close together, but it really looks like this outside lane is...
It is lane 5 for Sobers. We saw him last night get his second medal in that 50 back. But it looks like he's a really great freestyle. 200 freestyle looks like his jam.
Really in control of his stroke here. It looks like he's cruising along.
He's going to try and pull away from the rest of the pack as we go into this 100 split.
Wow, a body length ahead of the rest of the group going into this 100. Interested to see what his split is here.
And it is Sobers.
105. Interesting. So that's 2 seconds slower than what we saw the girls go out in just now. We'll see what he comes back in.
So what was really fun is that like 11-12, the girls are faster.
Yep.
They have the nice body texture, they have the strength, and the boys are still developing. So we're going to see a lot of girls at 11-12 actually faster or close to being fast as the boys. And then 13-14, you see the switch.
Yep.
Oh
yeah,
my
I mean,
word.
that's definitely when the boys start to put on a little bit more muscle.
Yep.
And get accustomed to their new lanky bodies and limbs.
Yes.
A lot of times you see swimmers have really long arms. It can be very awkward in freestyle to figure out how to use them.
Yeah, yeah. We saw it definitely behind the blocks from
Yep.
11-12 to 13-14 and then 15-17.
Yep.
They really get that masculine figure.
And even without weight training, a lot of times they just, from swimming, it is such a, I don't know if people know how much muscle it takes to swim.
Actually.
I have found out since retiring and trying to swim. But amazing swim by Sobers here out of Barbados. Wow.
Oh, good time. That's a 2:15. 2:15.68 for Sobers. He definitely came back really nice. Was that a 110?
Yeah.
Close to it. Nice.
Great back end there for him. I expect to see a really great swim tonight, but 2:15 is nothing to sneeze at.
No, that would be really great for 400 if he's going to be in that 400 freestyle. That would be an exciting swim if he does do that.
Absolutely. Amazing swim by him just now, and then Arush in second out of Jamaica was also under 220. So these next heat of men are going to be
Nice.
looking to get their hand on the wall pretty quickly to make sure that they get into that final as well.
The only seat time we've seen so far is Jahan, lane 5 from Aruba. He's with a 2:14. Not sure if he's going to go that fast in the morning, but he just saw a fantastic swim by Sobers with a 2:15, so that might energize him to really just take it out and show them what he has.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope that he swims his race and doesn't take it out too fast and potentially ruin the second half. But, you know, again, 11-12, they have the energy to burn. So
They do. They so do.
I'm jealous. Getting some of that. We also see Joseph in here from the Bahamas. We saw him pretty dominant last night or yesterday in the butterfly.
Yes, and
Saw
that's
his
the breaststroke.
Yeah,
And the
several
relay.
times.
He ended at 400 relay.
Yeah, he's gonna probably have I would assume, a pretty good 200 here, out there with Jathan from Aruba.
What I really like, he still has that stroke yesterday of that galloping.
Oh yeah, he still keeps that 100 freestyle stroke that we saw yesterday up to the 200, and that's why there are people that will argue that the 200 freestyle is part of the sprint
Yes.
group. I think it's a mid-distance event.
Oh man.
If they created a 125, that would have been my jam.
A 75. A 75 I
75?
am. And take out the backstroke, and we will be set.
Okay, 75 AM and take out the breaststroke. How about you get to pick which stroke you take out?
Oh gosh.
Remove the breaststroke from the event, please.
Just move it.
Take it away.
150 to freestyle would be fun.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't want to do 150. I want to do 125.
You're gonna stop in the middle of the
Yeah.
pool.
No, if you do it yards or short course meters.
That's true. I would do short course meters.
125. Fantastic. Give me that one more turn. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna see Joseph trying to take that lead, but he is followed very closely by Aruba.
So it looks like his
Winterville.
strokes switched just a little bit
Yeah.
in the second half. Potentially a little bit of fatigue setting in.
Which is not a bad thing, because when he is tired, he extends a little bit more to have that nice stroke. It really is just the breath.
Yep. He's got a really amazing stroke. Just I wish he would stop picking his head up so high.
Yeah, there is something there for sure.
I mean, oh my gosh, it looks like he turned on another gear here going into the last 25 meters here. He has that that swimmer right next to him.
Yeah, Jathan from Aruba is definitely trying to go with him. He was the top seed. Ooh, this is going to be a really great time for him. And it is Joseph.
Wow.
212.
He was entered with a 216, so
Jeez.
really great 200 free there for him. He will be the top seed going into tonight. I might have to have a little talk with him, tell him to just lay your head down just a touch. Actually, I wouldn't do that. I don't like when people tell me about stuff during the meet.
Can
but
imagine during the meet. That is offensive. He's having a great competition. 2 best times
Absolutely.
yesterday, maybe 3 with that 100 fly in the relay split. But coming back again this morning and putting down a 212.
I mean, that is a great swim for him. I mean, looking at the 13-14 boys, he's going to be aging up into that group next year. If he is able to drop a couple more seconds, he will definitely be a competitor in his first year of 13-14.
Wow, Aruba getting that second position, followed by Bahamas again, Simmons for that third. That is fantastic. Our next event is event 33, girls 13 and 14, 200 freestyle. You see Ilan Daly moving from 1 year to the next. Maybe it was 2, but she went from a 210 to a 206.
That is, yeah.
Ooh, but we have Heidi Stout. We saw her yesterday in that 800 freestyle to get Joanne Evans' record with a 9:11.01 of a difference with 81. But she's back again, and she's actually under that record.
Yeah, and we saw her on the relay last night, also for Barbados, and had a great 100
Yes, she
freestyle.
did.
So suspect we'll see a amazing 200 out of her.
Ooh, right in the middle.
In the first heat, we've got Mackenzie from the Bahamas, Brenda Marr from Antigua, Kogel from Jamaica, Watson out of Cayman, Guvicia, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, out of Martinique, Barton out of Antigua, Jefferson out of Jamaica, and Milani out of Virgin Islands.
Nice. It will be Alexandria trying to take that early lead. She's gonna turn first at the 50 mark with a 30.27.
Really cool to really compare and contrast the 11-12 to 13-14s. I mean,
Yes.
you see that little bit of a growth spurt that has happened for these ladies, and changing their freestyle to meet those new body differences that they have.
I was just speaking to one of the parents. Their swimmer did not make CARIFTA this year because she turned 15 and her body started to change, and she just couldn't keep up with it. So for everybody listening, that you may fall into that category, you have to persevere. You
Yep.
have to understand your new body, where it is, but mentally, this is where that mental fight checks in.
And it's okay to have a down year.
Yes.
It's okay to not make it. That doesn't mean that their career is over.
Yes.
Heck, it's just getting started.
I've heard so many 15-year-olds, oh my word, I've plateaued.
No.
You're 15.
No such thing.
No such
Well,
thing. Well,
not at 15.
not at 15. But you do have to persevere through that. And it is Alexandria pulling away from the rest of the pack as she turns first at that 150 mark.
She has really just kind of made this a race of her own here in the prelims.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll see a great race out of her tonight with, assuming Heidi has a great race this morning, the two of them will probably be able to push each other depending on what time she finishes here.
Top seed, it was Watson in lane 5. She is holding on to that 4th position. You can see the difference from yesterday and today. It really depends on how they recovered last night. And we can see that Jamaica Alexandria in lane 4 is going to take the win for heat 1. Her seed time is a 2:17. She's going to be way under that with a 2:12.61.
Wow. What an amazing swim.
Really nice swim for her.
12:01 going to be the challenge for heat number 2.
A 15-second, or 5-second drop. Wow.
158, here we go.
Yeah. If I would be gone. If I watched the 13-14 go 158, I'm out of here.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that was a fantastic race for her, for taking out that lead and knowing that she can hold it.
Absolutely. I mean, that must mean that she's been training and hitting tempo and splits to know that she was able to do that 2:12, to be able to go out strong and stay strong throughout the rest of the race.
Really great race, and she's definitely setting the tempo for the next heat. These ladies know the times they have to beat. It is an advantage. There are some occasions where sometimes it's not. When somebody goes really fast in that first heat and you're like, oh, am I up to the challenge?
Absolutely. It is a mental game, and you hope that you don't talk yourself out of it, but absolutely amazing race just now out of Kogel from Jamaica. And now we have Heidi Stout coming in, entered at what you said under the current CARIFTA record, so we will see if she proceeds to break that this morning. It's a fine line, I think, just knowing that she is a little bit tired.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to break the record this morning. She'll have another opportunity tonight, but also sometimes you just want to do it.
She is starting pretty fast. You know she can come back after we saw her in that 800, but she definitely went out with Harper yesterday. She went out yesterday with Harper for that first 400, so she has that sprint at the beginning as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's just crazy to me. She has the top end, and then she can keep going. She reminds me a lot, her stroke reminds me a lot of Joanna Evans from the Bahamas.
Yes. When I saw that yesterday, I was like, oh, it's a mini Joanna.
It is.
She's out, only one under 30 with a 29.9. Oh, very relaxed stroke.
I mean, barely looks like she's trying here.
Look at that kick. She's just going a very steady, soft kick.
Yep. I mean, that's what you want if you are able to have that upper body strength to have a strong pull and barely use your legs at the beginning.
Ooh, she's going to turn
103.
103.3 for Heidi.
So at a 205, probably not going to see that this morning. She would have to come back in a 102, which is negative splitting. Don't generally see people do that. I mean, she's a distance swimmer, maybe.
There is a possibility,
but she also probably had a conversation with her coach this morning and said, hey, look, let's conserve some energy this morning and have a great swim this afternoon.
Moving up, it is Bermuda Catherine moving into that second position, but she's being challenged by Toria from Barbados in lane 6. They're trying to get that top spot to get into tonight, trying to get that middle lane. But it is Alexandria with a 2:12.66 from the heat 1 that they have to contend with, not just Heidi.
Right, they need to make sure that they are also considering the first heat of girls to get another lane tonight.
Heidi is coasting into the wall. She has about 10 meters left to go.
Amazing swim. Just very smooth throughout the entire race.
She's going to stop with a 2:10.86.
I mean, that is probably the easiest 2:10 I've ever seen.
Her second 100 was probably like a 107, so it was a really easy, relaxed swim for her for this morning. Very nice. Coming in for that second position, it is Bermuda Catherine with a 2:15.95. So unofficially, Kogel from Jamaica in Heat 1 will be right beside her in that second position for finals.
Yeah, we could potentially see another best time by Kogel tonight, just being next to Heidi Stout.
Yes.
Hopefully she stays in her own lane with Heidi being entered at a 2:05.
Yeah.
For her to go under a 2:10 for Kogel would be a phenomenal race by her. But also, if she hasn't been training for that, I don't know if now is the time to try. Well, maybe.
Today's the best time to try it. Might as well.
No time like the present.
There we go.
Every time I see this Jacob Collymore, I'm like, is he related? And then I realize he's from a different country.
Yes, there is a Tilly Collymore from Grenada, so they could be related.
Yes.
But yes, the Collymore family from Trinidad ladies, we actually swam with them. Fantastic set of freestylers and breaststrokers.
Going into the boys 13-14 200 freestyle, I mean, please look at that CARIFTA record.
156. Oh, man. Wow.
I mean, under a sub 2 minutes at 13-14 is impressive.
Wow. We saw Romani in that freestyle relay last night. His name was in that record that was not broken from 13-14, that really fast time as well.
Yep. I mean, him and Dylan Carter really were forces to be reckoned with on the Trinidad team.
Yes.
I remember, thank the Lord I wasn't racing against him, but I remember our men's team being pretty afraid of him. Ooh. They did not want to race him.
Yes. In this heat, we do have Joey Chavez. We saw him yesterday win that 1500 in the second heat. He was the only 14-year-old in that 1500 last night, with everybody else being 15 and over, and he was just ecstatic for swimming his own race and doing what he needed to do.
And had a great swim, knowing that he was going into that.
Yes.
I also want to take a second to talk about our sponsors. We had some sponsors join us last night. That was really amazing to be able to talk to each of them and learn about their reasonings for really supporting the CARIFTA Games here.
Yeah.
Our 200 freestyle sponsor this morning is Duncan Bahamas. The Bahamas swims on Duncan. If anybody hears that, I would love a coffee.
Two, please.
Thank you.
Connor out with a 58.7. Fantastic swim for him. He is definitely trying to go under that 2-minute mark. If he can come back in a 1:02, that would be a really great swim for him for this morning session.
Really powerful stroke here, and I feel like I keep talking about it, but that change from the 11-12 to this 13-14 is really incredible. And so I hope that those 11-12 boys that are about to age up are taking a look at this stroke.
Definitely. We have Levy in lane 6 from Payman trying to hold in for that second position. But it is Joey with that back end speed that's trying to get into that second position or maybe third. It really is about what time you do in this morning to see if you can get a final spot tonight. Oh, good swim for Connor. He's going to be right there. Oh, and it is 2:00.56.
What a swim.
We will definitely, hopefully, see him get under that 2-minute mark tonight.
I mean, even while the record is very fast, I think under a 2-minute, like I was saying earlier, is very impressive at that age. Would love to see that tonight.
Really great swim for him.
Going back and talking to his coach about splits after this race and how can he find that extra second.
Yeah. Definitely. I really enjoyed last night talking to Saskia Connery. And just hearing all the things that's being done with the Sean Connery Foundation and all the perseverance they're doing to have all the oceans being clean, having learn to swim programs in school systems, which I think is essential for seeing a change.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, access to pools is difficult.
Yes.
And I know part of that program is giving access to our public school system here.
Yeah.
And making it accessible for everybody. That's accessibility, I think, is the key to learning how to swim. If you don't have that access,
100%.
you're not going to seek it out. So
yeah,
really love what they're doing in their sponsorship of CARIFTA Games and partnering with Let's Swim Bahamas.
And that is the start of the second heat of boys 13 and 14 200 freestyle. We saw a 2:00.56 in that first heat by Connor from Bermuda. The only one with a 2:04 as well is Nolan from Jamaica in lane 5. He definitely saw that race and saying, all right, I really got to push it now because the rest of the competition is pushing it. They're not feeling yesterday and decided to, you know what, mentally, I'm going to attack it and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan is 13 out of Jamaica, so
Yeah.
we are potentially looking at a great 200 freestyler in him already at 2:04.
Out in a 29, it is Nolan and teammate Matthew from Jamaica trying to get that 1-2 as they go into the 75 mark.
I have to wonder if Nolan and Matthew trained together in Jamaica, so they've had an opportunity to know kind of each other's speed and strokes, because they are stroke for stroke right now.
Stroke for stroke. It would be ideal, but they're coming in for that 100 mark with a 101.62 and a 101.76. They are 3 seconds slower than our previous heat, but once again, it is a morning swim. They just have to do a really great time to get into finals tonight.
Won a lane, and almost sometimes I know swimmers that will play the game of, I want to be in the outside lane. I don't know if they're playing that game at this age, but
that is a risky business.
it is.
Wow. And it is Nolan moving ahead of the rest of the pack, flipping first at that 150, followed very closely by Matthew. And it is lane 2, Anthony from Aruba, that is definitely trying to go with them.
Absolutely a phenomenal back end for him in this race. He really just took off.
He did. He did. Noah from Bermuda is trying to move into that 3rd position. That
Amazing to
outside
watch
lane.
his kick really turn up the tempo. It relied on his upper body and then kind of turned on those jets at the end there.
Nice. 2:04.71. Coming for that top position on Jamaica again with Matthew with a 2:08.39. Getting that 3rd position from Aruba, it is Anthony with a 2:11.63. You can see that some of these guys are fatigued from from yesterday, from the long sessions, but they put in the work.
Yep. I mean, they're going to have another swim tonight. I don't know if any of them are swimming again this morning, so hopefully they will be able to go home and rest.
Yeah.
Get a great warm down in. You don't want that lactic acid setting in, because that is a absolute nightmare. But
Yes, it is.
well, actually, I just looked ahead, and it looks like Nolan will be doing the 50 butterfly here in probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, we have Anthony again in heat 2 of the 50 fly, and then we have Matthew in lane 7 as well at 9:51. So they know what they have to do.
Yep.
They've done it yesterday. They do the back-to-backs. They need to get out of the water, hydrate, get something in their system, and then warm it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sounds like that was all official, so we are good there. I think that'll be a really exciting event tonight.
Yeah,
Amazing swim by Connor Hupman, really.
he decided, and it's a decision. He decided that he was going out today
Yep.
to do a great time.
Going into these women's 15-17 200 freestyle. CARIFTA record, Joanna Evans, is a 2:03.00. I wonder how frustrated she was. Like, 2:02, could taste it.
You can taste it. Wow.
I'll have to ask her later. I'll report back.
In lane 3, we have Sophia. You saw her last night on that winning relay. She had a really great split. So hopefully we can see her continue that in this 200. Taking that early lead, it is Tilly Collymore in lane 5. We saw her in that 1500 yesterday as well.
I'm curious on your opinion, Alia. When you were swimming, do you go and have a conversation with your coach about your race and then warm down? Or are you going straight to the warm down and then having a conversation about your race?
It depends. If I see my coach along the way, then maybe I would share some ideas. If I had a tight schedule, then I would already talk to him before, and he would tell me, you know what, I can talk to you later, go and warm down. It's all about that planning and knowing what you have to do.
Yep, absolutely. 102 by Tilly Collymore in lane 5. I mean, we are seeing some phenomenal swims out of our 13-14 ladies.
Yes.
Out in 102 for Tilly, we saw Heidi Stout go out in a 103. So
yeah,
she is preparing well to move up into that 15-17 category.
Wow, Tilly is definitely going out to to try and get this win in heat 1. But we have Bella from Bermuda in lane 6 that's definitely trying to go with her, followed very closely by Mia Patton from Bahamas.
Turning it at 1:36.61. I mean, she's setting herself up well to have a really amazing swim, and best time, it looks like, if she can hold on for this 200 freestyle.
Nice. Best time is a 2:10.91. She's definitely there. We have Bella with a great closing speed in lane 6 from Bermuda. Beautiful swim for her, but it is Tilly holding on strong with 5 meters left to go into the wall. Ooh, it's going to be pretty close for her. Ooh,
Just at it.
nice. That is the best time.
Yep.
2:10.88. As you get older, it is harder
That's exciting.
to do a best time.
Tenths of a second are exciting.
We will take it. She should be pretty proud of that swim in this morning session.
Absolutely.
2:10.88 for Tilly Collymore from Grenada.
At block number 1, Suriname.
Coming up in the next heat, we saw Harper. She won that 800 for the 15 and 17 category. We're going to see her try to go out pretty fast and hold it. She has a 2:06.5. Who knows? She had a great swim yesterday.
She did have an amazing swim. I mean, she went out fast and
Yeah.
held it. So
Yeah.
that shows that she has that top end speed that you need to have a great swim here.
She did not get Evan's record last night, but she is close to this one as well. She could be trying for the 200.
Absolutely. And again, Harper has that international experience competition. So I suspect she knows what it feels like to have a turnaround, a quick turnaround.
Yes. Lane 8, Richardson will not be swimming this event, but all the other ladies are present. And that is the start of heat 2 of 15 and 17 200 freestyle.
Very excited for this 200 freestyle and watching these ladies. I think what's really exciting about these CARIFTA games is we are seeing them across the events of freestyle. So
Yeah.
800, 200, I'm sure we're going to see them in the 400, 100.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed if we see them in the 50 as well. That is, to be able to do a 50 and a 1500.
Wow. Wow. And out it is a 30.00 for Cayman Harper. We were going to see that fast speed. We saw her in the relay as well, getting a fast 100 split. So we know she has that speed.
Absolutely. I mean, I think her stroke really bodes well for a 200 freestyle. I think she had a pretty similar stroke in her 100, so
Yeah.
that tempo, she's clearly very strong under the water, but lacks the tempo. But it works very well for the 200 freestyle.
It really does. And we have Ferguson in lane 6 trying to go with her.
So just a little bit slower at a 103 here by Harper at that first turn. We saw Tilly turn at a 102.
Yeah.
Again, Harper has that back end speed. We saw
Yes.
it yesterday. And even in her 100, we saw
Yes.
a fast finish for the 100.
We're going to see her picking up her tempo now, moving away from the rest of the pack. But moving into that third position, it is Howells from Bermuda. She's trying to get her position tonight, but it is Harper turning first, followed very closely by Ferguson and Howells.
Harper is dominating this heat.
Wow.
Really easy speed. You see her tempo picking up a little bit here. So you can tell she's got that training endurance under her belt to be able to turn up another notch going
Definitely.
into this last 20, 15 meters.
Beautiful race for her. Her time to beat is a 2:10.88 from Tilly Collymore.
What an amazing back
she is
end swim
definitely
she had.
gonna do
Wow,
that.
208.
She's
Wow.
back in a 105.
So I talked earlier about negative splitting, but she close to even split that race.
It's a 2:08.1, so she's back in a 104.
Wow.
103, 104. We can expect that from a distancer
Wow.
for sure, but that was pretty close.
I mean, you're talking about the speed you get off of the start.
yes.
So she gets that to do the 103 and then to be able to turn and come back in a 104.
Yes. Yes. From a flat start 104 and from a dive 103.
Yep.
Wow. I don't know if anybody goes out tonight, she'll be able to catch anybody.
Yep.
Even if she's not ahead.
I mean, she clearly has that endurance, and I'm sure that she has the mental fortitude as well to do it. So I think that's going to be a really interesting race tonight. If Tilly goes out a little bit faster,
Yeah.
Harper, we might see Harper back a little bit from that, but definitely coming back in that last 50. And
Yeah, she's gonna have to catch her if Tilly does go out fast, but she might go out with Tilly.
that is going to be an exciting race tonight. I'm excited for that.
Wow. Coming up next, it is event 36, boys 15 and over, 200-meter freestyle. We're gonna see Dylan Carter's record in 150.35 from 2013. Wow.
Gentlemen, 15 and over, heat
Ooh. In lane 5 for heat 3, we have a 150.97 from Cayman Island, James Allison. We saw him last night in that relay, taking it out really strong with a 50.9.
Yeah.
Or 51.09, sorry. Wow.
I mean, I think this is going to be a good race. We saw Marvin Johnson here in lane 5 absolutely bring the Bahamas from, I think, 4th or 5th place in the relay last night to second. I mean, if he had a couple more meters,
Ooh.
it could have been.
It would have been tight. It would have been tight. But a fantastic race for him last night to finish off the 400 freestyle relay and bring Bahamas to that second position. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
the confidence we spoke about yesterday of having that confidence that behind the block saying, you know what, guys,
it's
I got
okay.
this.
I'm not worried.
Right? Wow.
It takes some guts to dive in and do that, because he could have very easily dove in and said, okay,
Yeah.
we're in 4th, we're going to stay in 4th. But
Yep.
he said, no, I'm giving it my all.
I want this medal for my team and to catch Jamaica at that last 3 meters to get that second position. Wow.
We see Liam Carrington. We saw him yesterday as well, turning in a 56.85 and then a 57 by Marvin.
That is a nice split for Liam. He is 15, first year in this age group.
I mean, he is definitely showing up and saying, I want a gold.
Yeah.
I want
another one. I want a gold every day.
Every day.
Every day. Ooh, beautiful stroke. We're going to see lane 5, Marvin Johnson. He came back really fast last night. He's in that second position now, and we're going to see the sprint. Oh, my word, the sprint.
I mean, look at this energy and speed that
Wow.
Carrington still has.
Yeah.
And we see Marvin turning on the jets here. Oh, my
He is
gracious.
followed very closely by lane 7.
Wow, I
Thomas.
mean, he's turning it up like it's a 100.
Wow. Thomas is going with him in lane 7. They're definitely trying to catch Liam for that top spot, but it's not enough. And it will be Leah Carrington from Trinidad with a 156.79 to take the win for Heat 1.
Wow, so came back in about a minute there. So really great second 50 he had there. And again, this is just the prelims. There are 3 heats of this, so
Yes.
it's a little bit tighter to make that top 8.
Yeah.
Can't risk it as much as you might if there's only 2 heats, but I mean, amazing finish there. I think Marvin had a little bit of a long finish, could have potentially hurt him.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did outtouch Thomas in lane 7 for that second position. That could be the deciding factor for top 8 tonight.
Absolutely. You want to make sure you are getting your hand on the wall. Ali and I talked about it last night. We have seen people that have unfortunately broken fingers slamming into the wall.
Oh, man. It is a rite of passage to say that the wall stopped me.
Yes. I actually got to a point in my 50 freestyle where I trained to extend into the wall and then immediately relax my arms so that my shoulder would hit the wall, because I didn't want to lock out or anything.
Yeah.
Because I knew if I was having a good race, I'm coming into that wall.
Super fast.
The wall is stopping me.
The ball is stopping you. Next up for Heat 2, we have lane 4, Denny. He finished Jamaica's 400 freestyle relay last night for that 3rd position. We have Desting in lane 5. We saw a fantastic swim for him.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, my
swim.
word. First year in that 15, 17 category, and that 100 fly last night was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, these boys are having impressive meets already, and we are only in the 3rd session.
Yes.
I mean,
Wow. I can't imagine swimming in this era. It is super fast.
yeah. I mean, it's cool that you see all of the improvements that have happened in the sport of swimming.
Yes.
We have the wedge on the blocks. Those came in towards the end of my career.
Yeah. That was really great. And funny enough, not all Caribbean countries have one wedge, much less everything for
To have
all the
10.
lanes.
20.
Yeah, for each end, yes. So Bahamas is definitely setting the stage of what the Caribbean needs to do to have successful athletes. And it shows as they're going for their 6 feet.
Yep.
It is, and
56.77 by Antoine here. So right at about what we saw
yes, Liam go out.
Liam go out in.
Yes.
Man, well, this 200 free is going to be
It's going to be a tight race tonight.
exciting tonight. Even making top 8 is going to be tough here.
Yes.
It's most likely going to take a sub 2 minutes
Oh,
to
for
be
sure.
top 8.
For sure. I'm thinking probably a 159, 158. I'm going to say it. 158.
158 top 8. You heard it here first.
Ooh, look at that. Back
What a
in
race
speed.
we have.
He is pushing away from the rest of the pack. He knows he has to go at least a 156 to get that top spot unofficially for Heat 2.
And we see Ethan Stubbs in lane 6 really just trying to get on that lane line and get any bit of draft that he can.
Wow. And it is a 156.48.
Wow.
Antoine from St. Lucia.
Oh man, that's gonna. I mean, we're already talking about 2 boys that were at that 156.
Yep, yep. Coming back in that 59 for him, that's a really great swim. His seat time is at 155, so he definitely has that speed.
What a great race we saw just now.
2 156s in the morning. Beautiful for him.
Ethan Hagire at block number 2 for Martinique. Block number
Nice.
3
In the next heat, we saw these names already. We saw Alex Sobers. We know him for all his international experience
Yep.
so far.
And he'll be in that outside lane since he is part of that 18 and over category, and,
Yep.
and allowing him to swim with the group instead of having to do it by himself since he's the only one.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Allison out of Cayman in lane 5 can see Alex Sobers, Allison rather is 150 going into this race. That is right at Dylan Carter's record. So,
Wow. Sobers is a 200, 400 specialist, so we'll see him later this meet in that 400 free. But lane 229 will be the 15-17 category.
so I'm curious if we see Allison go out and really say, "Hey, guys, thanks for coming, but this is gonna be my race tonight," or does he see that top seed is a 156 and he goes about a 153?
I think he's experienced enough from what we saw last night to be controlled and know what he's going to do. Even if he goes a 154, 155, he'll know exactly where he is because he's going out in a 25.88
Wow.
for Allison.
Wow.
You know those times when you're in practice and you already know what the time is before
Yep.
the coach tells you?
Yep.
I think he's experienced enough to know that and know exactly what pace he's on.
Absolutely, and it looks like Alex Sobers is also going out with him here. Again, not in that 15-17 category, but
Yeah.
still a great experience to have him in the race.
It will
Really
be
long and controlled.
54.92.
Wow.
He could essentially come back in a minute, nice and
And
relaxed.
still be 2 seconds ahead.
Still, but he's turning on the heat.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of shaking those cobwebs off.
Yeah.
Making sure he feels the good stroke of what his 200 will feel like tonight.
Yes. And you know, that's very admirable because a lot of the times we don't go as fast in the morning to save energy, but really we need to empty the tank in the morning.
Yep.
And see what we're made
Yep.
of.
You need to see what's there.
Beautiful swim for James in lane 5 from Cayman.
Looked about a 123, I believe. So, I mean, he's going to have a great prelim swim. I think he did I'm going to show them who's the boss before prelims.
He's doing that.
Thing.
He's doing that. It's a race for that 2nd and 3rd position. It's still anybody's race. But coming in, it will be James Allison. 153. Nice. So he came back with a nice relaxed 59.
Relaxed.
Really great swim for him.
And we're seeing a couple of 158s across the board there. So,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, I think you were probably pretty accurate at 158. to make this final.
And we have a thumbs
The
up.
previous heats, we saw 156 winning Heat 1 and Heat 2, and now we have a 153 for Heat 3.
Getting ready for the 50-meter
Wow, that was a great swim.
I think that's going to be a great swim or a great race this evening, even if just that first 100, you know, watching how the first 100 goes, and then we know Marvin Johnson has a great back end.
Yes.
So watching that happen, I think that's going to be just an amazing race tonight. Wow.
At block 0 with Haley Williams. At block number
And potentially we will see that Dylan Carter record go down. It is 11 years old.
I believe so. I feel it. I feel it. We saw his speed yesterday with that 51. Even if he goes out in a 53 and just come back in that 57, 56, I think he can do it.
That second 100, while he turned it on a little bit at the end there,
Yeah.
it was still very easy looking.
Yes, yeah.
So he knows what he has in the tank.
Definitely.
We're going to switch ends of the pool now and turn to the 50 butterfly. I think the 50 butterfly was my favorite race because the 50 freestyle, I felt like the pressure was on. People knew I was good at it.
Yes.
But the 50 fly, I was like a
Same.
secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had some fun in it.
Girls 11, 12, 50 butterfly. Meet record for this event is it 28.8?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And that is the start of Heat 1 of 2 for the 11, 12, 50 meter butterfly.
The 50 butterfly is a tough race to swim. You want to spin,
Yeah.
but you can't in butterfly.
Yeah.
If you start to spin, you're burning energy and not moving at all.
Beautiful stroke for Kia Alert in lane 5. We saw her do that breaststroke, so we spoke about that relationship between the breaststroke and the butterfly, especially with the hips and the undulation.
We also saw Isabella in that 2 breast and 100 butterfly.
Yes.
So
She's going to be in lane 2, but coming in it is Kia Alert with a 31.87.
excellent
good
swim for this morning.
Good swim for her. Coming up, we have Heat 2 of 2.
We were talking briefly about the 11-12, how close they are in races. I mean, even looking at the record, Elan Daly has a 28.87.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Carter, who we've talked about, is a 28.05. So just 8.8 of a second separates the record in a 50 butterfly here.
Wow.
And then if you look to the next age group, it gets to 2
You
seconds.
see the difference, yes. That is phenomenal. And that is the start of Heat 2, the final heat of the girls 11, 12, 50 meter butterfly. I'm shocked. I'm seeing a lot of underwaters in this 50 from 11, 12.
I mean,
great.
Even though this is a sprint, you're fastest underwater,
Yes.
especially off that block.
Yes.
So you want to stay under as long as you can.
We're
Really
seeing,
great even swim.
yeah. Wow. Coming in with 5 meters left to go, and it's still anybody's
Wow.
race, and it's down to the touch.
Oh, wow. Separated by
Wow.
5/100ths of a second.
It is Haja from Barbados.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
And
31.
looking back at Kia Alert from the first heat, she
Yep.
was 31.87.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we have 3 of those ladies that were in that 31.8. Whew. It's going to be a great race tonight.
The 50s.
I mean,
It's all
photo
about,
finish.
right? It's that start, underwaters, and that finish. It's going to be vital for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 31.83, 31.88 by Taylor Nichols, and then in the previous heat, Kia Alert at 31.87. That's going to be
It's going to be a
tough
tight finish.
top
Yes.
3.
Yes.
If you want on the podium, you need to be looking at great start, having some underwaters, and hitting the wall at the right time.
Letting the wall finish.
Yeah.
And stop your race.
It's going to come down to that finish. Moving into the 11-12 boys 50 butterfly here.
That is the start of Heat 1 of 2.
You will see that we are particularly more quiet during the start since they are just behind us. We want to be very careful to not make any sort of noise to disrupt the swimmers.
Beautiful race for them. We're going to see lane 5, Simmons. We've heard his name multiple times yesterday. He's going to come back again today to take that top spot for Heat 1.
Really just taking off from the rest of the group. 28.82. Wow. I mean, he was entered with a 29, so probably a best time there for him.
Nice. You know he was going after that record.
Yep. I mean, he dropped probably half a second there. If he can do it again, that's Dylan Carter's record gone.
Yes, it is. That would be a fantastic feat for Simmons later tonight. But we have one more heat to go.
And we're seeing Kristen Joseph again.
We've seen him do multiple best times so far in the morning and final, so we should see him potentially, if he has a great swim, under that 29-second mark.
He swam that 200 freestyle probably about 30 minutes ago.
He is looking relaxed behind the block.
Do you think his suit is dry?
I'm pretty sure. It's pretty hot today.
True.
Very different than
Very true.
yesterday. Heat 1 will be absent for this event. Well, these boys are ready. That is Heat 2 of 2 for the 50 butterfly.
Seeing them behind us, they're so small.
I'm so small. I went over to the Jamaican delegation, and Noah, he reached probably my my rib cage. I was like, "You're so cute."
But they look so big when they're swimming. They do a really good job of like
They do.
using all of that they have.
Oh my word! Coming in lane 5.
Christian Joseph again.
There it is.
I guess that
9:03.
that 200 freestyle was just a warm up for him.
Yeah, it is. It is a best time, not quite under that 28, but by 03, that is going to be a really great swim for him tonight as well.
So we'll probably have Christian and Harold right next to each other, potentially seeing both of them go in that 28. That would be.
It is. Yes.
We might see the concrete stand shake from Team Bahamas cheering.
Oh man, it's definitely going to take a 28 to win. Hopefully a 28 for top 2, and definitely under 30 to get a medal.
Absolutely. Moving into the 13-14 50 butterfly. We're again seeing these names repeated over and over again. I'm just so impressed by these ladies that are getting up and doing it really across the board. I'm impressed.
Lane 4, Jeffrey saw her win that 200 breaststroke yesterday, and Richards win that 50 back yesterday. So they're coming back for a second swim, a second medal, and they're in Heat 1 of 3. So they really had to put out a very fast time this morning.
There's no faking it this morning. You have to give it your everything in this 50.
And that is the start of Heat 1 of 3 of the girls' 13 and 14 50-meter butterfly.
I was looking back at last night and I forgot the timing system wasn't working for the 50 back, so I don't know. I know Skylar looked great. I don't know what her time was. So
neither. But she's looking strong going into lane 5. She is being challenged by Simmons in lane 6 from Barbados.
Very controlled speed here.
Nice. 29.9 is a time to beat. Ooh, best time for Richards with a 29.32. Beautiful swim for her coming into that second position.
Can we talk about the fact that the record is a 27.78? I'm sorry.
Yes. What? Yes, it is. 27.7. Wow.
That's interesting. And then second place, we have 29.58. Absolutely amazing. Second place, best time for her as well.
Top 2 under that 30-second mark. For Heat 1, I think that's really great and will set them up, hopefully, for that top 8 tonight. It will take under a 30. Hopefully, all of the entries tonight for lane 1 through 8 would be under 30. I think that would be a great feat.
Yep.
For the Caribbean.
That would be very impressive to be under 30. We have Gibson in this next heat is entered in a 29.61. So then we have Lewis, who we also saw yesterday several times, at a 30.1. So she could potentially get right under that 30-second mark.
And that is the start of Heat 2. Beautiful underwaters for these ladies. Nice tempo from lane 4, Denison. She's going to try and pull the lead, but if you look at lane 6, you can see the strength that Lewis has in each stroke.
Really just using all of that power
Wow.
to bring her into the wall. What a tight 50 here we have. This is going to be...
Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Denison, Gibson,
Wow.
Lewis, and it's going to be into the wall.
Oh, wow. 30.38.
It is Denison.
30.48 and 30.64. That is a close race.
Nice. It's looking like we're going to see the top 2 from heat 1 under 30. None under 30 in this heat. Hopefully a couple in the next heat. But it looks like it's going to take a 30 low to make it into finals tonight.
And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but it looks like the wind is kicking up and then dying down. And let me tell you what, I have swam a 50 fly in this pool.
Yeah.
When you're swimming against the wind, you feel that in butterfly.
Yes.
It is, you feel like you're being pushed back every time you pull up. So
Luckily enough, the flags are moving in the direction that these swimmers are swimming, so hopefully it helps them and pushes them into the wall a little bit faster.
wow. Going into our last heat here of the girls 13-14 50 butterfly, we do have one entry under that 30-second mark with Sorman from Martinique, and then Matilda in lane 6 is a 30.0, so could also potentially get under.
And that was the start of heat 3, the final heat of the girls 13-14 50-meter butterfly. We saw 29 threes in the heat 1. We saw 30.3 in heat 2. These ladies know what they have to do to make it into finals tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking at a low 30 at the best to get into one of those 8 lanes this evening.
Beautiful stroke.
Really dominant swim here.
Wow.
And Medley is Strowman.
Coming in, stopping the clock, it is Sorman with
30.27.
30.27.
That bodes well for heat 1. Richardson and Simmons from Jamaica and Barbados, the only ones under 30 in this morning session.
That will give her a lane tonight.
Nice.
We'll know when the official results.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at these results. Difficult to kind of see, but I think I'm gonna guess that a 30 high is probably gonna be we had Cayman Islands at a 30.86. I'm gonna guess that that's probably gonna be where that line is drawn for top 8.
Usually the races get a little bit faster as the heats go on, but this was the opposite.
We saw the opposite.
Each heat got a little bit slower, and I was telling these swimmers it is a second day, but yesterday was such a long session that you're going to see some athletes fatiguing at the end of the wall, or thinking that, okay, this is good enough.
Yeah,
and that's not going to get you to the finals.
Nope, especially not in a 50.
No.
But really, I mean, we're seeing such close races here.
Next up is event 40, the boys 13 and 14 50-meter butterfly. And that is the start of heat 1 of 3.
And again, for this 50 butterfly, the sponsor is the Connery Foundation, who we spoke about earlier today. Really, really excited for the work that they're putting in learning how to swim in the Bahamas, as well as ocean conservation.
Really setting the mark for the rest of the Caribbean to follow suit.
Absolutely. I know Sean Connery is smiling down.
Oh. Wow, it is a close one. We saw Ashby yesterday in that 100 fly, getting that
7:35.
It is Victor Ashby. That no goggles is definitely working for him.
I forgot to ask about that last night. I'm gonna have to go find him. I just want to know why he doesn't tuck his ears in at the bare minimum.
You like it. You like to feel the water.
No.
A lot of the Japanese swimmers actually leave it out as well.
Interesting.
Maybe he knows the secret. It is working for him.
It is working for him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There it is. Beautiful touch. He did raise his head just a little bit into the touch.
Yeah, want to make sure that you are keeping your head down all the way through that finish. But, I mean,
beautiful swim for him.
Great swim. He came in with a 26.93, so he probably has a little bit left in that tank for this evening.
Cadell Leons, 25.66 from Trinidad. We're seeing a lot of Trinidadians in this morning session for the records.
Yep.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Top seed, it is Mills. Once again, it is Trinidad with a 26.77.
What are they putting in the water down there?
Trinidad has always been exceptional. That is the start of Heat 2. They've always been exceptional with men.
Yep.
And developing.
George Bovell.
Yep. Dylan Carter, Cadell.
Wow. We've seen some strong men and really across events because George Bovell wasn't really a sprinter.
Nope.
Until the end of his career.
He got into it later on, yes. And coming in, it is Mills holding on for that top spot, but he is being challenged by Daniels from Bahamas. And it will be Mills with a 26.71, actually under his seat time.
Yeah. Again, impressive at this age to even drop a couple of tenths of a second. You're not seeing massive drops in the 50, so
yeah, in a morning session.
0.6 of a, or yeah, 0.06 of a drop, sorry,
yeah.
is a good swim for him this morning.
Nice. Coming up in the next heat, we have Kai Radcliffe with a 27.7. We have Zambrano from Trinidad with a 26.07. And Ocean.
Yep. We've seen him.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of these gents several times already.
Yeah,
we are only in the third session. And we're probably at 10 swims.
Just about. It's fantastic because usually in Orde we have probably one swimmer on each team, maybe two, that's the workhorse.
Yep.
But we're seeing a lot of members on each team taking on that role. And that is the start of Heat 3 of 3, the final heat of the boys 13, 14, 50-meter butterfly. Time to beat is a 26.71 by Jada Mills. His teammate in lane 5, Jonathan from Trinidad, has the top seed so far coming in. We'll see what time he does.
Wow, what strong butterfly we're seeing in this last heat.
Look at
that. That's a beautiful butterfly.
You can see the strength in his back.
Yep.
He surges towards the wall.
Oop. A little bit close of a finish.
Yeah, 26.97. That finish definitely changed what happened in that race, but he was able to get his hands on the wall and get that top spot.
Hopefully this evening he does a couple practices in the finish.
Yes.
And fixes that so it's not so close to the wall.
Wow, but it will be Mills, followed by Ashby from Barbados, and Jonathan from Trinidad. Trinidad could get 1-2 tonight, or at least 1-3. But it's still anybody's race. It depends on how they recover tonight. Will the fatigue from yesterday set in? So many different factors to see what's going to happen tonight for finals.
Absolutely. And I think that's the first event that we haven't seen the Bahamas absolutely just dominate in.
You're right. Thank you for bringing that up.
I can admit it.
Coming up is event 41, girls 15 and 17, 50-meter butterfly. The record is 27.8 by Jillian Crooks. We saw her yesterday break her own record from the morning with a 1:00 to finish that 100 fly in the 15-17 category. She won't be in this event. And that is the start of Heat 1 of 3.
You mean she had to sit out an event?
I think she did. I thought she would have been in that 2-3, actually. I would have liked to see that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's doing a ton more moving forward.
I'm pretty sure. Coming up, it is a fantastic swim. It might as much as she can in this 50.
Beautiful butterfly there. Really controlled, keeping her head super low in that breath. You don't want to bring your head up way high and ruin your undulation there. Great finish, a little long.
28.5 for Gibbs from Bahamas.
Puts her in the hot seat.
That'll be unofficially the fastest time we've seen so far in this event.
Yeah, I mean, that is a really great swim by her. And then 29.1 by Green out of St. Vincent and Collymore at 29.47. Really, I mean, fast.
Yeah. Really nice swim for
So
these.
all three of them to be under that 30 seconds mark.
The only one so far is Broad Belt with a C time under that 28. I'll be surprised to see if she goes under 28 for this morning session.
She's looking fast.
She is. Wow.
I mean, you can't mess around with a 50. You got to just give it your all. So I suspect we'll see at least a 27 this morning from her.
Richardson isn't here for lane 6. As a start of P3, she may have some open water beside her, which would be nice. Beautiful underwater for Broad Belt.
Lane 4 right next to her looks phenomenal as well, out of Guyana.
Alaska definitely wants to go with her. She knows she can do a 27, so going with her and being very close will set her up for finals. That is a good plan for Alaska.
Absolutely. I mean, Broad Belt's just a little ahead, 29.07.
Nice. So we saw Broad Belt being dominant yesterday. We're going to see this morning the fatigue setting in. It is a 50. It is a sprint.
Absolutely.
But a sprint is very hard to do
When you're tired.
Yes.
So I think we're going to see a potentially a faster swim from her this evening. Yes, getting some rest under her and being prepared for that this evening.
Nice, nice, nice.
I suspect we will see a pretty good swim out of her this evening with that strong 100 butterfly she had yesterday.
Yes.
We know she has the speed, just about getting some rest in.
If she can do that and come back, we could see another record being broken. But as it is now, it is Gibbs unofficially with that fast time from Bahamas. Next up is event 42, the boys 15 and 17 50-meter butterfly. The record again is Eric Wilson from TT, 24.95.
Ooh. Ooh. Just a year old with that record, so we'll see if it goes down here. 24.95 is fast, but we do have Brady Lewison out of Jamaica entered with a faster time, so potentially seeing that record go down.
Also, we have Daly from Bermuda.
Oh gosh, yeah, wow.
Wow. Coming in, it is a fast heat for these gentlemen. They know the times they have to do to get into finals. Look at lane 4 from St. Lucia. We saw him in that 100 fly yesterday. Now we're going to see him in that sprint. He's going to get his hands on the wall.
Close. Oh my gosh, 25.65, 25.68. That is why we say the finish is so important.
So important. And look at this. Lane 3, 4, and 5 are all 15. Their first year
oh my gosh.
in 15-17, and they're producing such fast times in this morning.
That's amazing. And Destang, seen him before. We'll see him again.
Yep.
25.68. Absolutely amazing swim there.
Beautiful swim for him. In the next heat, lane 2, if you look at lane 5 from Bermuda, you know that last name. His sister is Elan Daly. You've seen all her records. Time for the younger brother to shine in this heat.
Younger, I mean, he is younger than her, but he is 17, so.
17, older for category.
Yeah,
CARIFTA category.
yes.
This is his last year in this category.
And we just saw Marvin Johnson in that 200 freestyle.
Yes.
He'll be right next to Daly. Potentially a great race shaping up here. We know it's going to take probably about a 25 to hit that.
Daly is under that record as well with a 24.87. That is the start of heat. Beautiful underwaters for these gentlemen. Daly's going to take out that early lead, followed very closely by Marvin and Malcolm.
Wow. Wow. Really strong butterflies here. I mean,
Marvin is just taking it. He is not leaving anything to
we
chance.
know that Marvin has the speed. He is.
Ooh, everybody's catching up now, and it's going to be into the touch. And it is Marvin Johnson with 25.51. Daly coming in for that second position, and it is Jamaica with the third position with a 25.85.
Wow.
It'd be really fantastic if top 8 goes 25.
I mean, it's looking like that right now. Top 3 just now on 25, and then fourth was 26.06. It's definitely going to be difficult to get into this.
The previous heat was also a 25.
Yep.
So these gentlemen know what they have to do to get into final.
So we have Brady Lewison, who is coming in with a 24.84.
Yeah.
And then a few 25s. So these boys know if they want to be in that final tonight, we need a 25.
They have to produce. And we see lane 4, Tristan, we saw him last night in that 100 fly. He is getting ready, stretching behind the block, trying to get into his gear. This is the last heat of the men's 15 and 17 50-meter butterfly. 25 is the time to go, but how fast do they have to go to get into final? We're going to find out, and that is a start, a little slow start for Jamaica. Brady,
we're going to 7.2 on his reaction time there.
He's going to catch up with beautiful underwaters, though.
But if you think about a 0.72 reaction time and the race comes down to a 1/10 of a second,
yes,
you got to have a fast reaction in these 50s.
Oh my word, we're going to see lane 7 trying to take that early lead with Matthias from Martinique, but it is coming into the wall.
Wow, down to the finish again, 25.97, 25.98.
Wow.
Wow.
Lane 5 is excited for that win. Brady with a 25.97, and we saw that slow start as well. But he was able to make up in a 50 to get that touch.
And it comes down, it was 100th of a second.
Yep.
First and second there. So Brady is going to have a great start tonight.
Yes, yes.
Because they were the top end of that 25-second range. So that's not going to work.
He does have a 24, so we're hoping that that start was a one-off.
Yep.
And he is actually faster.
Very possible.
Wow.
Again, we are tired. Everybody's tired.
Everybody's tired. For sure. Hopefully tonight we'll see better.
Your reaction time is probably the first to go.
Oh my gosh.
When you're tired.
The body just feels so heavy on the block.
Yep.
Next up is event 43, girls 18 and over, 50-meter butterfly.
Well, Sherelle Thompson and I swam together, so that is impressive.
That is the start of heat 1. We have Sabrina Lynn. She won the 100 butterfly yesterday. We're going to see her again today. And I was fortunate enough to talk to Sherelle before. She is actually taking a gap here from medical school to continue on this Olympic journey. She was in Tokyo and she wants to go again for Paris. Such an unbelievable feat at 31 years old.
Way to make me look bad, Sherelle. Appreciate it.
Beautiful mentor, not just for Trinidad, but all the Caribbean ladies.
Honestly, amazing swim by Sabrina Lynn just now, 28.05.
Beautiful.
So the 50s of strokes are not quite make it to the Olympics just yet, but you do see it at World Championship realm. So
yeah, just the 50 free. Hopefully we can have the other 3 join them in the near future, but no promises. Wow.
I think it definitely opens up opportunities for swimmers to be able to have those 50s of strokes.
Yeah.
To add another event, or really sometimes the 50 fly, 50 breast, 50 back might be your best event.
That's it. A one shot, but that's all you need, really. Coming up, we do have a next race from Madeline Moore. We saw her yesterday in that 50 back. We're going to see her again in that 50 butterfly. She's the only one under 28 seconds. And that is the start for heat 2. Time to beat is Sabrina Lynn with a
great underwaters there by Madeline.
Yes.
Wow. Very controlled butterfly. Beautiful butterfly.
Yeah.
Notice, I don't think she's taken a breath yet. One breath.
That is definitely part of her strategy.
That is the way you want to do a 50. Excellent swim here by her.
Ooh, 27.78. The only swimmer under that 28 mark.
And that's amazing swim by her.
Yes.
In the 50, my coaches always told me the oxygen that you are taking in during that 50 is not going to get to your muscles fast enough. So there's no point in breathing.
Did you breathe in the 50?
No,
At all? 50 fly and 50 free?
not a breath.
That's impressive.
It took training, so
That is definitely impressive.
definitely learning how to calm your nervous system. That's almost the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then once you can figure out how to calm your nervous system, it's
good to
really,
go.
yeah. I mean, 27 seconds, you don't need to take a breath.
That is true. That is true.
It's not going to do anything for you except slow you down.
Next event is event 44, the boys 18 and over 50 butterfly. We spoke very highly about Dylan Carter yesterday, and we're going to see him perform this morning.
And we have Lamar Taylor in lane 6 from the Bahamas. He is really doing amazing things for the Bahamas.
Yes.
Had an amazing summer last summer, and hopefully going to be seeing him in Paris this year.
Beautiful start for Dylan Carter in lane 5. Look at his underwaters. He is an underwater specialist. Ooh, very close to that 50-meter mark.
I don't see any hands by official, so
He's good to go.
probably safe. But he trains for that, to get as close as possible.
He does. And he is the Triple Crown winner for World Cups.
Beautiful butterfly there. I hope swimmers are taking notes. Amazing finish. 2025.
5. For Dylan, he looks excited for that swim. Very
Amazing
close to
swim
his
by
seat
him.
time.
And that is going to put him back in lane 4.
Nice. He was struggling at Doha earlier this year. Still had a really great appearance, but coming back and having multiple opportunities to swim before Olympics, I think, is the key.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll know when the official results.
Wow. He was a Triple Crown winner for World Cups last year, winning the 50 back, 50 free, and 50 fly consecutively for 3 championships in a row.
That is a feat.
That is a feat.
But as you said, his underwaters are phenomenal. And
Yes.
once you can do an underwater, a 50 is rely on your legs alone. And if your core goes,
That is it.
you're a barge
That is it.
dragging.
Especially if you have those big thighs like I do for breaststroke.
Yeah.
It just drags.
Yeah.
You're just dragging yourself through the water in backstroke.
Yeah, and generally the bottom half of our bodies are heavier than the rest of the body, and you cannot rely on your arms to keep you
No.
up. So
No.
having a strong core is an important part of, strong everything. That's why
Strong
swimming is
everything.
so hard.
Yes, yes. Well, that core, if you can get that 11, 12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
very great and advantageous for you moving forward.
So going into the third and final heat of this 11-12 breaststroke for the lady.
We saw Ferguson in lane 5 in that 200 freestyle earlier today. She's going to come back again. Multiple ladies doing a second event. Really great for them for this morning.
We also saw Ferguson last night in the 50 backstroke for the 11-12 in the final. I believe she came second, if I'm not mistaken.
That is the start of heat 3 of 3, the final heat. Time to beat is a 1:57.57 from Skylar Smith. She was out in a 34.98. We're going to see what Ferguson and what this heat can produce. We saw Zara earlier today as well from Trinidad in that butterfly. Really exciting to see them coming back again.
Yeah, and 20, 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Because those 50s went very fast.
Yeah. Easy peasy for them. It's going to be Ferguson and Zara for that 1-2 as they turn at that split. Just a bit slower than or previously with a 35.01.
Just a couple hundredths of a second slower. And what an amazing turn she had just now to really pull away.
She flipped and I looked down and I looked back up and she's now 2 body lengths ahead of Zara.
She had a phenomenal turn.
Wow.
They went into the wall almost simultaneously.
Yeah, and if you can look at the 2 different strokes, you see Alyssa Ferguson picking up her tempo, beautifully holding that stroke, and you see Zara just slowing down just a bit.
And luckily she's wearing a bright suit, so you can see just that core strength that she has to keep her whole body very horizontal in the water.
Beautiful swim for her. She's going to stop the clock with a 1:13.43. Unofficially the second fastest time we've seen.
Second, yep, you're right.
Yeah. Beautiful swim for her.
It's going to be a great swim this evening with those 3 girls, probably in lanes 4, 5, and 3.
Wow, 1:12.57, 1:13.4, and 1:13.8. Very close one for tonight.
Phenomenal swim there by those ladies. As we prep to go into the boys 11-1200 backstroke, want to talk through our sponsor for this event is RBC, Royal Bank of the Bahamas. RBC, a bank for all of you. Thank you for sponsoring swimming. I know when I was swimming at the national level, RBC has been a very significant sponsor across the board here in the Bahamas. So really appreciate the support.
Next up is event 46, the boys 11-1200 meter backstroke. That CARIFTA record of a 1:05.24.
What on earth?
I'm going to leave it to Ariana to pronounce that name.
Yeah, no. I'm guessing it's a Suriname.
It looks like it. Yael.
Yael Toa. Yep. I apologize.
Yeah, we're not going to butcher your name.
Excellent racing.
Yes, 1:05 is a fantastic time. The boys are setting their feet. There is some difficulty in lane 6.
Again, as Alia said, it is tough to pull that down. You have basically one hand to pull it down with. And if you don't know how to do it, you will struggle.
This is not the time to try.
So it's better to just leave it be.
Yeah. Everybody looks like they're ready. They're going to check one more time before the official start.
The feet do have to be below the water. I believe toes have to be under the water line. I can't remember exactly what the ruling is.
Yeah. Beautiful start for the first heat 1.
Oh, wow. Lane 4 popped right up. So we'll see if that is a blessing for him or makes it a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Without that underwater.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Sorbers from Barbados. He did not make the 50 backstroke last year in the 50 backstroke. He came back a year later to get second. And now he's back again in this 100 backstroke. He is out to prove a point.
Is that Alex Sober's brother?
We did not find out.
I'll ask.
We need to
I'll get back to you.
We saw Alex Sobers in that 200 freestyle exhibition, and we're going to see him later again tonight.
What an amazing experience if it is his brother being able to swim, because they are so apart in age.
They are. I really hope they're related.
I'll ask and I will report back this evening.
And it is Sobers holding strong. Oh my word, he is moving away from the rest of the field.
It's really a race of his own and the race for second.
Wow.
With lanes 6 and 7 here.
Yes. It is Sean from Bahamas and Dominic from Bermuda holding on for that second and third position. But it is all Sobers touching with a 1:11.82.
Excellent morning swim for him there. Sure, he is happy with that. Just about a second off of his entry time, so especially by himself, it's a really good swim.
That's Matthew Haven at block number 2 for Jamaica.
Very nice swim for him.
About 5 seconds ahead of second place, so wow, pretty dominant swim he had there. So
yes,
where you see Harold Simmons coming again,
yeah,
and racing.
Yeah,
Lord, to have that energy again.
And Simmons was the one that won the 50. So we're going to see them come back again to see who has not just the sprint, but has the back end as well.
Absolutely.
Wow. Simmons in lane 5. These gentlemen, Sobers and Simmons, are only ones that went 1:10 by at least 3 seconds. We're going to see them dominate.
It could be a race between the two of them this evening.
Yeah.
Assuming Harold has a good swim this morning.
Yes. The wind is picking up. And that is the start of heat 2 of 2, the final heat of the boys 11-1200 meter backstroke. The wind is picking up. It has changed directions. So we're going to see the boys on that first half being really fast and being pushed by the wind. And that second 50, we're going to see them struggling.
Yep. When you're tired, swimming against the wind.
Yep. Lovely. And that's what sports does. It gives you different challenges.
Were you at CAC in 2015?
Was that Puerto Rico?
I think so.
Yes.
And the wind was absurd. Oh my gracious.
In lane 7, they're going to take the early lead. It is Rory Shepard with a 34.61.
What an amazing first half there.
He is going for it. He's going to feel the wind on the way back.
It's really amazing to look at lanes 4 and 5 and the difference in their backstrokes.
Yes.
Lane 4 has a lot smoother, flat backstroke, and then lane 5, you see a little bit more of a bounce.
A little bit more of that bounce. I mean, the bounce is nice because it helps you keep tempo.
Right.
But at a certain point, it does change your body position in the water.
Yep.
It is. Into the water. Shepherd
Ooh,
stops
111.66.
111.66. Puts him in the hot seat.
What I
tonight.
really love is that, yes, all eyes was on Simmons for a 110 in lane 5, but Rory Shepherd said, no, this is my chance to make it into finals. I saw that 111 from Sobers in Heat 1, and I'm going to try to do the same
Second
thing.
drop for him.
6 seconds.
Computer in just a few
6 seconds. We saw it yesterday.
Getting ready for the 13 and 14.
Yeah, I mean,
Coach says go, I go.
I'll go.
Danielle Burgess
Why
takes
not?
block number 2 from Turk Seat.
This is the time to do it.
This is time to do it.
Barbados taking block number 3.
Rory's unofficially
Amaya
going to be the top
Harrison.
seed later tonight with a 111.66, followed very closely by Sobers with a 111.82. I'm sure Simmons is going to come back for vengeance.
We're going to have a really great
Yes.
race this evening, I think.
Yes.
Across the board. I mean,
Gabrielle Jonas
Rory, smooth,
Nice.
easy
Yes.
100 speed there.
Nice. Giving that heads up to the coach. He's like, yeah, I did it. Okay.
I know. I'm amazing.
I handled it.
I handle my business. Love that.
Oh, man, that confidence. I hope they keep it as they get older.
Yeah.
Because the sport does get
It's tough,
challenging.
Yep. It's tough.
13 and 14, Heat 1.
Next up is event 47, the girls 13 and 14 100-meter backstroke. There are 2 heats in this event. We're going to see Skylar Richards come back again in lane 7 for Jamaica.
Wow.
1:04.69 is the record from Lila Hygo from Cayman.
104. That is 104.
That is the start of Heat 1.
We just saw a few of these girls in that 50 butterfly, so
Yep.
really quick turnaround
Yep.
for them to move into this 50 backstroke. I mean, I'm really impressed by the ability to do this and the mental fortitude that this meet
Yeah.
gives you. I was
Yeah.
talking to one of the coaches earlier, and there is no meet like this, I think. You never get an opportunity
No.
to do this again.
No, especially not at 11-12.
No. You're getting multiple chances to swim, lots of events, long days.
Yes.
You have your country cheering for you.
Yeah.
You're getting to compete for your country.
Yeah.
An amazing experience that these kids get that a lot of other countries don't have.
Don't have. Richards in lane 7 out in a 34. She's going to try and set the tone. The rest of the field is trying to catch her.
I guess that 50 fly warmed her up a little bit
Yes,
there.
it did.
She's having a phenomenal meet here.
Coming in and trying to get that second position, it is Davina and Caitlin.
And another one of those outside swings.
Curacao for Joannes is trying to get into the touch as well, but it will be Richards coming in with a 111.91.
11.
Wow, excellent swim by her. I mean,
Very nice swim. Yeah.
great 50 fly and then to turn around and do a great 100 backstroke.
We're looking at a 34 and a 37 for her. If she can come back just a little bit faster tonight, we're going to see her going under that 110. I think will be a really great feat for her.
Maya
Really impressive.
Coming up in the next heat.
Jamaica at block number 3.
We've seen
Jessica
these names
Dennison.
definitely before, already today, much less yesterday as well.
At block number 4,
Watson in lane 5 from Cayman with a 109, the only one registered under 110.
Cayman Islands at block number 6.
Cayman Islands is having a heck of a meet.
They are coming for Bahamas. They are coming.
Well, let's go. Let's be careful. I'm not gonna go that far. They are having an amazing
They
meet.
are.
Really
They are.
strong contingency they brought here.
Yes.
Contingency? That's not it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call that.
I think that's not the right word.
It works.
Anyway.
It works. And you know, they really could make a difference if they had put Jillian in a lot of these events. But they decided not to. It is Olympic year. She does have a bigger goal for later in the year.
Sure.
So it was really nice to be smart for your athletes.
Yeah.
And not,
and
I want to win, win, win.
I'm definitely curious if that was part of the conversation. Right. Not
Yeah.
loading her down.
We're gonna put
giving
you
her
in
an
every event.
opportunity to
Yes.
have great, amazing, fast races
Yes.
versus a lot of okay races.
Yeah, yeah.
Granted, okay for her is still fast.
It's still fast.
Yeah, I don't think she had an event today.
She's doing the 100 back, I believe, coming up in the
Okay.
next event. But she
yeah.
does all races, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, and backstroke. So she could potentially be in any race.
Amazing.
This is heat 2. We saw the previous heat going out in a 34 for Richards. Ooh, outside smoke again. We're going to see lane 7. No, it is lane 5 with a 34.54.
Lane 7 is just a second behind
Wow.
Melissa Reed from Trinidad and Tobago. So,
Wow. They are less than a second slower than our first heat, but they are picking up their tempo with 25 left to go. And it is Watson from Cayman and Reed from Trinidad. Reed has definitely fallen back just a little bit, and
Watson is really just making this her own race here.
pushing into it. Her seat time of a 109.85.
Right on it.
Puts her in the hot seat tonight. Riley Watson.
Amazing swim by her just now with a 109.91. Going to be that top
really
seed.
fast.
Yeah. Cayman Islands has that back end speed.
Wow.
Can somebody teach me?
And getting ready, the starting blocks, the 13 and 14.
Ariana wants to make a comeback.
No, I don't.
Heard it.
Nope.
At block number 2.
Coming in, we still have one more swimmer.
Bahamas, Barbados at block number 4. To Reed.
So that swimmer is representing Turks and Caicos, and really impressed by them having a contingency here. I think when we were swimming, I don't think they had,
Very few. Very
and I
few.
think they just recently got an actual official pool for them to train in.
I
So
know.
really amazing for them to be here, and I'm excited to watch the growth of their program.
Yes. Some of them is the first time they're swimming long course. I mean, that alone
Is impressive.
huge. Yes.
I cannot stress enough. If you've never swam a long course, it is,
It's a different beast.
for elite swimmers,
Oh
it is
my
tough.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
So for somebody that has never done it before, you can't compare it, because open water is tough, but it's different.
Yes.
Heat 1.
Yes. It just feels like it just doesn't end.
Yes, yeah, especially when you're tired.
Oh my gosh.
Where is the wall?
Where is the wall? And then you see the halfway mark. You're
Oh.
like, wait, no.
That can't be right. I've been there.
Oh my gosh.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
That is the start of event 48, boys 1400 meter backstroke. We see that Dylan Carter name again with a 59.63.
Of course, we're going to see Ocean once again. He had a really great 50 backstroke last night.
Yes.
So excited for this 100 backstroke to see how that speed translates.
That'd be really good for him. If he can get under that minute mark or even close to that record, would be a really great swim.
And we saw Connor Humpman earlier also have an amazing swim. So
Yeah. Connor, we saw him dominate in that 200 freestyle, and he's coming back again to do it in this backstroke, taking that early lead.
yeah, I mean, he dropped 4 seconds in that 200 freestyle early today.
Yeah.
And then is having what looks like going to probably be a best time for him as well here in this 100 backstroke.
Yeah, 105.1. He's definitely going to go under that if he can keep this
Got
momentum.
a lot of speed going in. I mean, under a minute going into the flags.
Ooh.
Long finish, 103. Wow.
Nice.
Getting that first challenge, 103.
103.12 for Connor.
By Connor
Coming in
Humpman
second, it
from
is Zion.
Very curious about what changed in his swimming training for these drops.
And Connor in the hot seat. How's that feel?
And like we said before, we do see a big change between 11, 12, and 13, 14 with their bodies.
Yep.
So last year, he could have been shorter. He could have not understood how his body has grown to adapt to a freestyle or a backstroke body and a tempo. So that is fantastic to see him maturing and developing his stroke. He is pretty tall and lanky already. Very nice swim for him. Coming up in Heat 2, we're going to see Ocean in lane 5 from Aruba, Alejandro from Trinidad, and Luke from Cayman for that lanes 4, 5, and 6. We have lane 8, Ashby. We saw him in that 100 butterfly.
Goggleless Ashby. Ears out, goggleless.
Gentlemen, Heat 2.
I love it.
That's such a good...
That's what his name is going to be from now on. Sorry, Barbados. He is no longer Victor Ashby. He's Goggleless.
Ashby, it is out of love and respect because you are a fantastic swimmer.
Much respect. Couldn't be me.
And that is the start of Heat 2 of 2. Time to beat is a 103 from Connor Humpman from Bermuda from the last heat. Beautiful underwaters for these gentlemen.
Ocean's coming in with a 101, so probably going to be looking at a pretty strong swim here from him.
Yes.
Potentially he knows, kind of looking at that previous heat, what he needs to do and won't put the gas all the way on, but really smooth and controlled backstroke right now from him.
Nice tempo from Luke. Came on in lane 4. He is a bit shorter than the rest of the field, but that is not being seen in this backstroke. Ocean is definitely trying to catch him to retake the lead. Beautiful back half for Ocean.
Amazing back half. He really turned on the gas. It looks like that turn just catapulted him off the wall, and he is flying by.
That could have definitely been the strategy. We know he has the 50 speed, so he could have tried to just take it out nice and controlled in that first 50 and just bring it back home.
Absolutely. I mean, a body length. Wow.
102.2.
That is the easiest 102 I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Really nice. You wonder what he spoke with his coach. Take it out nice and easy and relaxed on that first 50 and just bring it back, see what we can do to emulate the race for tonight.
Absolutely. I think we found Ashby's Achilles heel. It's not 100 backstroke.
By Van Loon. Ocean Van Loon.
We saw from the dive, he came up and his tempo was a bit slower than it should have been. But fantastic, because you know what? He is doing all events to see what he can do.
Yep.
Fantastic swim for you.
You know, a lot of kids at this age would be like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But he did it.
He is doing it for his team. Good job, Ashley. Good job.
It's okay, Ashley. You're very successful.
Goggle. Can't even say it. Goggle left Ashley. Coming up, it is event 49.
I really am going to have to introduce myself.
I really do. Like, you're going to hear some stuff later on.
Don't tune in.
It is out of love and respect. Coming up, it is 15-17's 100-meter backstroke. We have Jillian Crooks with a meet record from last year, 1:03.00. If you look at heat 2, she has a 1:02.1. So she is way faster than that within last year.
Yeah, I mean, we could potentially see that record broken and still not a best time. Still not a best time. This is her only event for the morning, so
she is fresh. And that is the start of heat 1 of 2. We saw Ferguson already this morning and Levy Carlin in lane 6.
Love seeing these back-to-back swims, especially going into that 15-17 category.
Yeah. Some of these ladies did swim this morning in that 50 back re-swim from last night. So they're going to come back again. It was kind of like a pace swim.
Yeah.
They're back again.
We like to call those stingers.
Stingers.
Ooh. You do a portion of whatever your first race is going to be. Get that energy out, get those nervous cobwebs off.
Yeah.
Amazing first 50 by Ferguson out in 30 points.
Ferguson, wow. She had a fantastic stinger because, wow, she is dominating this race. 75, at the 75 mark, she's at least 5 body lengths ahead of the rest of the pack and is still moving away from them.
So looking back at that 50, Ferguson was a 30 point.
Yeah, 30.0.
So she just flipped at what her 50 was.
Because she was initially a 29, 1:03 for Ferguson. Essentially, she was a 29 in the morning last night. Unfortunately, I felt like she was faster last night, but we were not able to get that time.
Yep.
So this could have been a normal prelim swim for her going out in 30.
Yep. Wow. I mean, that is an excellent swim by her, 1:03.40. The CARIFTA record is a 1:03.00.
Yes.
So she is telling Jillian, hey, look out.
Jillian Crooks at block 5 slips for the Cayman Islands. Jamaica, Leanna Wainwright at block number 6.
And coming up next, we have heat 2 of 2. Time to beat is a 1:03 from Ferguson that really just dominated heat 1. Wow, what a swim for her. Going out in a 30, we're going to see Jillian Crooks. She saw what just happened. She knows what she needs to do to go out in if she wants that top spot.
Fresh for this.
She's fresh.
She did. So it could be a blessing or it could be a curse.
That's true. That's true.
She's been sitting around for about an hour and a half, so.
Yeah. These ladies are trying to get their feet to stick. Official is good. That is the start of heat 2 of 2. You saw Jillian Crooks get all out of the water. It takes so much strength to get your entire body out of the water for the start.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, that's how you're going to get the best angle into the water for that start, but it is
very difficult.
You need some upper body strength to do that.
to bring yourself out of the water and hold without moving before that start.
Jillian is definitely making sure that she has a fast first 50 here, and we know she's got speed to burn watching that 100 fly last night. 30.7.
Ooh, 30.72. She's right where Ferguson is. We're going to see her come back in that speed that she has. Her legs are a little bit under the water. I would have hoped a little bit higher in the water.
That might be part of her strategy, just conserving that muscle.
She's riding that lane line, though. There is that fight for that second position between Ellie and Leanne Wright in lane 4 and 6 for Bahamas and Jamaica. We're going to see them coming in, but stopping the clock with a 1:04.1. It is Jillian Crooks.
That is going to leave Ferguson with the lane 4 assignment.
I'm sure she's going to be quite excited for that
evening, and that has to be confidence boosting.
Yes.
She's going in only person under 104.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, she knows what Jillian is capable of, but I think sometimes that plays some tricks on you.
Oh, for sure.
Where Ferguson had a great swim, she's like, I have this tonight.
Yes.
I can go faster.
Yes.
And Jillian might be looking at that clock and being like, oh man, that wasn't as fast.
That wasn't as fast. Yeah. It's funny because if you're feeling great, you can continue that mindset.
Yep.
But even the little bit, the smallest amount of doubt would be like, oh, maybe I am tired from yesterday.
Yep.
Maybe it's not going to be as great as I thought.
Yep.
And that's really where you have to have a great mentality to change that mindset.
You have to be able to shake off that last race, and it doesn't mean anything.
It does not mean anything.
Talk to your coach about what you can do better next time and fix it, but
yeah, 100%. Next up is event 50, boys 15 and 1700 meter backstroke. We have the record as a 56.59 by Jack Kirby from Barbados.
We have, it looks like, 6 individuals under that minute mark. Liam Carrington at that 57.6. He could potentially be going for that Jack Kirby record. Liam Carrington, I think, is swimming everything. Like, how do you do all of these things?
I've seen him multiple times.
He was in that 2 free.
Yeah.
Amazing swim in the 2 free.
Yeah.
What on earth?
Well done. And it really is a testament to Cayman and what they're doing right now. Liam Carrington is from Trinidad. My apologies, but Cayman is still having a fantastic competition, and it goes back to what we're saying about Trinidad and them producing such great men consistently in all events.
And not just in specific realms, they're across the board. Really strong team.
Taking out that early lead with 8:29. We're going to see lane 5, Daly, and we remember him from the earlier event in that 50 fly. His older sister has a bunch of records for today already, but we're going to see him coming into the wall. He is being challenged, and it is a good touch. And nice.
4.44.
Not too bad for this morning swim.
So a little bit off of their best, or their entry times rather, but hopefully they aren't going to have much competition in these next heats. That is a little bit risky going that minute.
That's true.
With the number of entries we have around a low minute and then under a minute.
Yeah.
That could potentially be costly.
Yeah, all it takes is somebody else in the next 2 heats going a best time and slipping under that minute mark.
Yep, absolutely. And
we've seen that already.
Having Gibson and Destang, who we've seen Destang have an amazing meet so far.
Yep. Sells and Carrington in the final heat, and Marvin Johnson in lane 7.
Yep.
It is still anybody's race.
We see speed out of Marvin Johnson in the 100 free last night.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be watching these next 2 heats, hoping that
the rest of the field doesn't go as fast.
Yep.
Gentlemen, heat 2.
Next up it is heat 2 of 3. These guys are getting ready at 0044 from Elijah Daly from Bermuda for heat 1. The guys are setting their mark. It is windy.
It is very windy and a little bit chilly this morning.
Yeah. Fun fact, that is the start of heat 2. If you're on the block and they say take your marks, even if you get a chill, you cannot move.
Nope.
And sometimes it's involuntary.
Sometimes when you're at that point, you just have to turn your brain off.
Yeah. Just hold.
And just hold.
Oh my word. It is stacked. 35 meters in, and these guys are staying together.
Lane 5 has should have known it's the Stang. 15, he has really long arms.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Beautiful underwaters for lane 5.
Wow, almost 15 meters there for him, and that was the difference.
That was the difference. We saw him in the backstroke. We saw him in the butterfly. He has those underwaters.
And that helped him pull away.
Yeah, he just needs to bring it home now. Eli Gibson from Bahamas is definitely trying to go with him, picking up his tempo. Matthias in lane 7 and Pablo in lane 8. They can't see each other, but they know that there's somebody there in their peripherals. And coming in, it is Matthias with a 101.59.
That is 101.59.
And I'm sure that feels great for Daly and Darren in Heat 1 that did the 0044.
A little bit of a breath of relief,
Yes.
but we saw lane 7 just now with the top seed, so really not somebody that you thought would, or with the top finish in that event.
Ooh, Destang might be in trouble.
Yep.
For St. Lucia.
On that 102. We might not see him again.
And that might bode well because now you have somebody who went 59 that may not make finals.
And that's why we do prelims. It is anybody's game. It's anybody's game.
And it really is who can do the rounds, not just prelims and finals, but day 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Absolutely, and not playing it safe sometimes. You can't.
Not playing it safe. I think you said it right about shutting off the brain and just doing it.
Yep.
Sometimes overthinking just that never helps.
This Stang looked like he was in the lead, but his finish was very long.
He was up until maybe 7 meters, and the rest of the pack just catched him, and that finish just was not strong enough.
So Stang will be standing behind the blocks, kind of hoping that this isn't a very fast final, but you know, we've already seen Liam Carrington, we've seen Marvin Johnson, we've seen Will Sellers,
yes,
we've seen Brady Lewison.
Yes.
We know that they have had good swims already.
I hope they're looking at it and saying 101. That was the start of Heat 3. I hope they're looking at it and being like, okay, 101, I don't have to go that fast, but they really do.
Yeah, I mean, we need to see a minute out of them to beat, for sure, secured a lane tonight.
There have been many times where I'm feeling great and I was like, okay, maybe I can go a little bit slower, and I was actually on a very slow pace to begin with.
Yep. I mean, I've seen it happen where, you know, goes a little bit slower, and then sometimes you just get into that lane 8, and sometimes you're out. You're number 9.
You're number 9. Liam Carrington from Trinidad is having a very relaxed first 50.
Looks like he turned at about a 28.
Beautiful underwaters for him. We're going to see Will Sellers in lane 6, definitely trying to catch him.
Definitely looking like it is going to be a fast heat.
Wow.
Here.
Yes.
This final third heat.
And it really depends on who's in the lead. Will they carry the rest of the field with them? Oh, he's slowing down at the touch. Why?
Right at 1 minute for Liam Carrington.
Very great swim considering he slowed down or maybe was fatigued in that last 4 strokes into the wall.
Yep, I mean, I have to hope that was more fatigue than it was a decision, because that
really hope
was
so.
Very risky if it was a decision that he made.
0026, he will have the top spot, but not by much.
No, and looking at those times, 102, I don't think Anton is going to make that final.
It's going to be close. That will be exciting to see who makes the top 8 tonight.
And I think,
watching the recap, he stopped his legs as well. That was risky.
Took a risk.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
But we've seen him swim already today.
That's true. That's true. He did what he needed to do, and now he's top coming into finals unofficially. So next up is event 51, the girls 18 and over, 100-meter backstroke. 1 heat of this event.
So we are seeing just 1 heat, and normally those would go straight to finals, but they want to make sure that these 18 and overs, they are here to get racing experience in.
Yes.
So having them being able to do the prelims and finals.
Yes. Nice start for these ladies. There is nobody in lane 4. Vickles from Trinidad is a no-show. We're going to have the top seed with a 107.52 from Jamaica, Leah Foster. Really trying to pull away, but it is Logan with that early lead in lane 6 from Bermuda.
Beautiful backstroke there by Logan.
Wow, look at that.
Easy speed.
You can see her core just staying very stable in the water, and her limbs just doing all the work.
She's not bouncing around, just very smooth.
Wow. Really nice.
Demonstrating really amazing even power on both sides of
Yeah.
this backstroke.
Yeah. A lot of the time we see the body turning instead of the shoulders.
It's very difficult to teach and learn that rotation without
Yes.
letting your shoulders really drop.
Yeah. Beautiful swim for her. Logan is going to move into that top position, followed by Leah Foster in lane 5. Her seat time is a 107.57. She's going to be way under that. Coming in for Logan, she's going to stop the clock with a 104.
104, absolutely amazing time.
Nice swim for her for this morning session. Foster coming in with a 109 for that second position. And Aruba Strom coming in with a 112.9. Very great swim.
Great
with
swim,
these
and
ladies.
they're all going to have a lane again this evening. So going back and talking to their coach,
Yeah.
what can I change, and hopefully seeing a little bit faster. I mean, Logan, that is an absolutely amazing time, 104.
Yeah. Just a reminder, the 18 and over will not get points for their team. They are swimming here solely to get times, hopefully for a trials or Olympics or a nationals coming up in the future for them.
The announcer did just announce that the boys 18 and over event 52 is going to just go straight to finals. So probably just made a decision amongst them that they just wanted to do
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it is a decision, and if everybody agrees, then why not?
It's a fine line, I think, if you're trying to get a time.
Yeah. I
really-
would definitely swim the morning.
Yeah, I think you want to do it
Yes.
and get an opportunity to learn from it.
Yes. 100%.
But sometimes if you know you're strongest at night, save that energy.
I don't think
sleep in.
I don't think I ever had that confidence, because I would always have that cobwebs that I just want to clear out,
Yep.
and I want to see what I can do and where it hurts and where are my strengths and where are
Yep.
my weaknesses
Yep.
before finals.
And I make mistakes, right? We are not.
yes.
No race is perfect. I've
Yes.
never gotten out of the pool and been like, I did everything perfectly just now. So being able to have that first race and look back and say, okay,
Yeah.
that start was horrendous.
Yes, I need to work on
I'm
that
going to
for
do some
tonight.
starts
Yes.
in warm-ups.
Or even knowing that your legs are fatigued because
Yep.
you didn't get the same angle or the strength off the block.
Yep.
You're like, okay, I need to rest these guys just a little bit more, maybe do an ice bath, a massage, or...
Ooh, ice bath.
I loved them up until I was about 25, and then no more.
I hated ice baths. Oh, our training staff used to have to make me do it. Like, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting in the cold tub.
At block number 3, it's going to be block
Oh man, I really loved how the body felt, because it felt like all the lactic acid and all the fatigue you had was just numb. You're like, I feel no more pain. Yes.
Well, it is. It's like the first 3 minutes of the cold tub are
That's
just
it. Yes.
nightmare, and then you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I couldn't get through those 3 minutes.
All you want to do is get out.
Because I'm sitting in there tense, freezing.
Yes.
I'm like, I just want to get out. I want to get out. And then I would, sometimes I could make it past that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was like, nope, I'm getting out. I'd rather stretch. I'm not doing this.
As I got older and I went to competitions where they did not have a tub in the hotel or an ice machine, we would do showers. So we turn it on for 30 seconds cold and 30 seconds hot to get that transition from heat and cold. And it really helps just to contract the muscles and get more blood flow and just get that lactic acid to flush out.
Also, in towards the end of our career where they had the Normatex available.
I tried it.
What?
I didn't
shocked
know
as a
anybody
breaststroker.
who had it, and I wasn't going to purchase one on my own.
No, they are a couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
400 individual
So I was like, you know what? That is something I'm not going to live without. I am fine.
Let me tell you,
Were they good?
basically what you get from an ice tub.
Oh, without
Compression and yeah.
That sounds lovely.
We are about to start the gentlemen 4IM. So they will only swim this one time. So we have 5 swimmers this morning, and then we will have a full heat this evening.
Ooh. This afternoon, we have Liam Carrington and Will Sellers. But they're going to do the 100 back and then come back again and do that 400 individual medley. What's really great, though, is that this afternoon we will have 13-14 and 15-7.
Right.
15-17. So there'll be a break.
There will be events in between them, so it won't be back to back. But
And hopefully medal ceremonies as well. Yeah.
I'm curious if we're going to be doing this relay or not. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I heard an announcement on that.
Yes. Ooh, yesterday they were able to only have 8 entries, so they decided to do a time final, and all the relays went to the evening session, which was fantastic. We're going to see if they're copy that again. 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15, 17 girls have already gone straight to finals. We're going to see if the boys 15, 17 will do the same. But going out with that early lead in this butterfly leg of Heat 1, boys 15 and 17 400, it will be lane 3, Paola with a 1:08.11.
The 400 medley is always very interesting to me because, while he might be in the lead right now, I think in an IM, everybody has one stroke that is their strongest stroke.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know how to work the rest of the event to get to that point.
Yeah, you'll see the flyers take it out easy on control, trying to get ahead. Backstrokers trying to make their move, but still conserve something because they still have a 200 left. And the breaststrokers, you're like, this is about it. I have to give everything to catch up.
I
because
almost
freestyle
feel
is
like
tricky.
the best 400 IMers I've ever seen are breaststrokers.
A little bit.
I think it's very difficult. In a 200 IM, you can fake a breaststroke.
Yeah.
In a 400 IM, to fake a 100 breaststroke is very tough.
You definitely have to be good in breaststroke.
Yes.
To a point.
Yes.
But Katinka Hosu from Hungary,
Very true.
Elizabeth Beisel, they've all done 200 backstrokes, 200 flies, 200 frees, and 200 breaststrokes regularly.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be good at
You have
all
to be
of the
good,
strokes
yes.
to be
Yes.
a high-level 400 IMer.
Man, it is something though.
I have done one of those before.
It is not fun.
No.
Oh my word, Aruba Gavin has taken over the lead with 200 left to go. He's the first into this breaststroke leg.
And Gavin knows that he is competing for
Yes.
a podium spot potentially this evening, but even if not that, top 8, because they do get points.
Yes.
So he wants to be as fast as possible to get as many points as he can.
On the heat sheet, everybody but lane 1, Christian, is under that 5-minute mark. So for him to do that this morning and get under 5 minutes, I think will put him in a great position for tonight to get those points for top 8. Beautiful breaststroke for Gavin. He's a 250 in, and he's keeping that nice glide.
Really strong.
Yeah. Paula holding on for that second position in lane 3. There is a race for third between Johnson, Jamaica, and I am confused.
We have Gavin really still looking super strong. What are you confused about?
It's Davis. Sorry, there were 2 Jamaicans in the race. It is Davis in that 3rd position and Jai in lane 7 trying to get that 3rd position.
Looking at lane number 3 here, I think he had a really strong 100 breaststroke just now to get closer to Gavin.
Yeah. He turned first with a 108 in the fly. He fell back in the backstroke, but he was able to catch up to Gavin in that breaststroke.
And as we said, there is a relationship between fly and breaststroke,
Yes,
so
there is.
not surprised that he had those 2 strengths. And
Yes.
he can now see Gavin out there and is probably trying to push himself to get, because again, trying to get as many points as possible.
Yeah.
Potentially get under a 5-minute mark for them and have a best time.
Gavin is holding strong in lane 6 with a 50 left to go. We have Paola holding on for that 3rd position, and Jai from Antigua has moved into that 3rd position. Really strong freestyle for him. Gavin is sprinting at the end of this 400 individual medley. He's very close to going under that 5-minute mark. Let's see the speed he has. 15 seconds to reach to the wall. It is doable.
I mean, amazing speed at the end of a 400 IM.
Yes.
Your muscles are screaming
Oh my gosh.
at you right now.
Just want to finish. It's going to be
he is saying,
close.
where's the wall? Where?
Oh, come on. Oh, coming
Just
in.
above.
Really great time for him. He did drop 10 seconds, which is fantastic. Fantastic.
I'm sorry, Gavin. At 17, you dropped 10 seconds.
Wow, 5:00.9 for Gavin from Aruba to win Heat 1.
I mean, he does really have an opportunity to be top 8 at that time.
It really does depend on what these gentlemen do tonight, but he put himself in a great position to get those points.
All morning we've seen it doesn't matter what your entry time is.
No. No. Especially those outside lanes.
Yep.
Because they probably haven't swum in a while, and they're put into these events and say, you know what, just do what you need to do and have fun with it. And they are doing that. Paolo coming in for that 2nd position with a 5:07. Really
Still
great
a
swim
great
for him.
swim for him.
Yeah. Benjamin Davis for that 3rd with a 5:22.
I mean, Paolo came in with a 5:23.
Once again, those outside lanes, they have a lot to drop. Really great for them. The gentlemen are behind the in the ready room, it looks like they're talking. They may or may not swim it.
Counting how many countries are here.
That is fantastic. If they can finish, it will be 11:09. It could be straight to finals.
Just a little bit past our scheduled time, but still a pretty quick session.
Yeah.
If we are able to call it a morning here.
Good enough for a 2-hour nap.
Love that.
These guys are going to need it as they go on to the 4th session of day 2 later tonight.
I tell you what, I have not done an ounce of exercise, but I feel tired.
Right? It's a different tired. As you get older, the fatigue is different.
Yeah.
It's like an age fatigue.
Oh, my back hurts.
Oh.
I've been sitting down the whole time.
We climbed the stairs to come. We were exhausted.
I came up the stairs earlier today and Allie was like, "Are you all right?" I said, "No."
Hands on the hips, like deep breathing.
Like I climbed Mount Everest. Lord have mercy.
Wow. Wow, I underestimated how fit I was in swimming. Even the days when you feel like a whale and you feel heavy, you were still fit.
So it looks like the boys are walking out
Yes.
to do this relay. Some of them look like they're kind of sagging their shoulders, a little disappointed in having to do this.
I thought the same thing was going to happen yesterday, but there are 9 entries, top 8 to finals tonight. So we may see some people just lay off the legs a little bit if they're in that top 3 position. But if they want a really great lane tonight, it would behoove them to try and get into that top 3 spot.
And depending on who you have in these relays, and I'm not sure if this relay list is up to date and who's going where, but you know, Liam Carrington, we're seeing him again.
We have
leading
Stang.
off for that 100 back.
Destang for St. Lucia in lane 2.
Oh.
In lane 1, apologies.
So Destang is coming in with a chip on his shoulder.
Yes, he is.
To do this 100 backstroke.
I wonder if he knows if he made the 100 or not. Because these guys just swam the 100 back, and we have Destang, we have Carrington, we have Sellers, we have Matthias. A lot of these guys have already swam it, like, what, 10 minutes ago, and now they're back again to do another round.
Yep.
I'm sure they wanted it to go straight finals. Wow. So we're going to see a relay. It is different from the 400 individual medley where they do butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. For relay, we're going to start with backstroke so they can use that backstroke leg. And it's going to go backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and ending with a freestyle.
I've always thought that they should do it the same order and let backstrokers have a start.
Why not? It
I feel like that would
cool.
be so cool.
So cool.
And fast.
Very fast.
You dive in, flip on your back, underwater.
That would be so nice. I'm not sure why they switched. Maybe for that backstroke start, but essentially it would be fun.
I mean, I think we would see like a drastic drop in time.
Yes.
Giving backstrokers that dive.
I'm sure they would have to change up their underwaters as well. Yeah. They already know how many underwaters they do from a backstroke start, but now from a dive.
Well, and you know, a few years ago I was training with Ryan Lochte, and he started to do the underwaters on his back, and then World Aquatics was like, no. But he was so much faster on his back, it made sense.
So much.
I used to hate training next to him. His underwaters were just
sick.
Gnarly.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen, like his feet alone, when he puts them together, because they're not straight, the toes touch and the ankles are kind of separate, so it gives him that, like a dolphin. A dolphin kick.
Yeah.
And the way he moves them, his feet just gets flat, and it just looks like a manatee. Like, what is going on with his feet?
I don't know. But we used to do kick sets next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I would push off the wall and like, I'm going to go as fast as I can. I would be doing like a 50 kick and he would have 100 and just smoke me. Great training.
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure. And it really is a testament to all these athletes, because I tell them, you don't have to look like somebody else.
Nope.
Know what your strengths are and use them.
And utilize them.
I'm sure they said, oh my gosh, Ryan, you have big feet. It's going to slow you down. Not in his world.
Nope. And Ryan isn't the tallest either.
No.
And he's very fast across the board in a space where a lot of people would say you need to be tall.
Yes. And he was kind of stocky. Yeah. Like not super thin, but he had that build on him.
I mean, you look at him compared to Michael Phelps, they are very different body types.
And the 2 IM, they were close as close.
Yep.
Wow. This is the start of the boys' event 64, 15 and 17, 400-meter medley relay. They're getting quiet before the start. There is some movement. They're asking these guys to relax.
Boy,
Last thing they want right now.
in there cold.
Especially if you just swam. You know your arms are kind of tired. You don't want it to cramp up by holding that position.
What are we doing here? I wonder what the holdup is.
That the water is kind of chilly.
Yep.
So with the wind outside of the water, chilly inside of the water. And that is the ready start. They're taking your marks again. Beautiful start from these guys.
I suspect that we're going to see a probably pretty strong 100 back here from these men. I know they're tired, but giving another opportunity to get some cobwebs off of that 100 back.
Yeah. The time from this morning, the fastest was a 00:44 for the event race. We can definitely see Carrington. He is getting tired. He is riding that lane line really hard. But it's going to be Bermuda turning first with a 29.9.
Wow. Brandon Atkins for Bermuda.
We did not see him in that 100, so he is fresh.
Very interesting strategy.
Yeah. He is fresh going out. Liam Carrington has moved away from the lane line, and he's trying to retake that top spot for his relay. Beautiful leg for him. They're going to exchange first, and it will be Trinidad as we go into that breaststroke leg. Going out, it is a 00:91, very similar to what he did earlier today in the heats.
Really strong breaststrokers here. Amazing stroke seeing across the pool, really.
Wow. Trinidad is trying to hold on for that top spot.
Lane 6, Trinidad's Bernard. This breaststroke looks phenomenal.
Yeah. It is Caden Wells from Bahamas that's trying to switch it up. He's going to catch Trinidad within the first 50. They're going to turn together.
Bahamas
1:34.
is the CARIFTA record holder. None of those swimmers are on the team any longer.
No.
But, I mean,
fantastic
clearly
race for
keeping
Bahamas.
that dominance in this event. We have Marvin Johnson that is going to be anchoring this. We saw that yesterday night.
We saw him yesterday.
Hopefully he's going to save a little bit this evening with Bahamas in the lead. He won't have to give as much gas as he did yesterday.
Yeah, we're going to see, because we had Darren in that butterfly earlier today. We're going to see if Trinidad is going to retake their spot, but it will be Bahamas turning over first, followed very closely by St. Lucia in lane 1.
I'm really happy to see that these men are getting in here and still giving it their all.
Yes.
I know they didn't want to do it, but still impressive swims by across the board.
Wow, St. Lucia is trying to move up to... Oh, my apologies, it's Aruba.
Wow.
Yeah.
Aruba has really taken a big lead here on the butterfly.
It was Dirks in that breaststroke. We've seen his name a number of times. He caught up along with Bahamas, and it will be Bahamas and Aruba for that top spot.
So maybe I spoke too soon. If Marvin wants that top seed going into tonight.
We can see him behind the block. He is ready. He is excited. He just took a look at Aruba. He is looking around at the other competitors, and he is ready. It's going to be that 1-2. It's going to be very close with Aruba diving off first, followed by Bahamas for that second position.
Very close here.
Wow.
Marvin is breathing towards the Bahamas contingency, so seeing them there. And then Trinidad, oh my gracious, what a race across the board. Oh,
Cayman.
That is Cayman.
Allison James.
Oh my goodness.
We saw him dominate in the 200 freestyle. We saw him yesterday on that relay with a 51.0.
Wow. I mean,
1 underwaters, and he has caught up.
What
Marvin
race we have here.
and Aruba.
Looks like Aruba is really kind of taking control of this race, but really it's anybody's.
Nah, Allison is saying not today. It doesn't matter if it's a prelims. My team is going to go in at the top spot.
Wow.
5 meters left to go, and Marvin is trying to get in on the mix.
Wow.
Into the wall. it is Cayman with a 4:01 to take the lead. Wow, Bahamas coming in with that second position and Aruba for third. What will be exciting is that it will be Cayman, Bahamas, and Aruba in lane 3, 4, and 5. They'll be right beside each other.
That is going to be an amazing race.
And considering Aruba and Bahamas both dove off for the freestyle right beside each other.
Yep.
And Cayman Allison had to catch them.
Sorry, guys.
I am interested because he might have a little bit of that wake when he dives in. He has to do those underwaters and try and catch them in those underwaters so he doesn't get hit by the wave.
Absolutely. You want to make sure when you're going out of the wall, all of the wake is coming into the wall.
Yeah.
You don't want to use that or let that stop you.
Yeah.
Because it is almost like a wall.
Yeah. Fantastic swim from all these gentlemen. We're going to see them later on tonight. Thank you so much for being with us on this
amazing morning.
Sunday morning, this Easter Sunday. We thank you for being with us. We will see you later today at 6 p.m. Come back and join us for the fun. Fantastic swims later on today, and we will see you at this 37th CARIFTA Swimming Championships here at the Betty Kelly Aquatic Center. If you're staying with us, we're going to have a few medal ceremonies. These are the medal ceremonies from last night. It was pretty late when we finished, so it was a really great foresight from our officials to do this tomorrow morning and not extend that late session for these gentlemen and ladies. I believe it's going to be the 15 and 17 girls and the 15 and 17 boys 400 freestyle relay medley.
And that whistle is the whistle for our referees and officials.
I'm not sure if they will be doing this medal ceremony or not. So I guess we will wait and see.
Last night, they did say they were going to do it tomorrow. It would be nice if they had it in the morning so we don't have to add on to
because we don't want to make the session longer tonight.
It's not going to be another late night.
We also want to get the kids home, so there's a fine line.
Yeah. Maybe, and I'm hoping that they'll do it before the prelims start tonight, maybe like a 5:50.
You know what? I'm going to guess that we aren't doing it. I don't see Mr.
I'm not seeing anybody coming out. Nope.
I don't see the seahorse.
The seahorse is not here. The pretty dresses are not here. So that wraps up our session 3 on day 2 of the CARIFTA 37th edition of this games here in Bahamas.
Thank
the wind
you
is
so
picking
much
up
for
again.
joining us. We're going to play really quickly a 30-second highlight of our races this morning. Ali and I have had an amazing time watching these swimmers.
Yes, it really does bring back memories of when we swam and how fast these swimmers have become over the years.
I'm definitely glad I'm not in this anymore.
Definitely.
They have raised the bar.
Oh my, and it's funny because I look back and I think maybe that's how people thought of us when we were swimming. Like, oh my gosh, these guys have gotten so fast. And we're like, we were just swimming. We were just having fun.
Except I don't have any records anymore, so clearly I wasn't that good.
Oh my gosh. Not like a 2009 that still stays strong.
I mean, hopefully the swimmers that are coming up now are looking at that and being like, okay.
Yeah. Really great. This is our recap of the top swims for tonight.
While they sleep, you study.
Great starts there in that 50.
Oh, this was such a great finish. We will see it again tonight.
So excited for that this evening.
Wow, you really have to get your hands on the wall tonight.
I'm gonna have to have a coffee because it's gonna take some energy for all of these exciting races tonight.
And for us to be able to speak
ahead
of all the crowds.
They do get loud.
This is what the sovereign Lord Jehovah says. Praise Jehovah. you nations, glorify him. All you peoples, for his loyal love towards us is great. The faithfulness of Jehovah